wants to get to Holland on time or early, and Laywood has a plan.
So when did we start on the? Oh, it shows right there how many days we have left.
Yeah, the
Oh, we
three
only got
ones on
2
the
weeks.
Wednesday line. Those are the weeks.
Okay.
Sorry about any interfering noise a moment ago.
It's all right.
Didn't really get any of that. Okay, I have the stream going. That's so I can double, triple check things, but mostly, or more importantly rather, I have you all here. Hooray!
Yay.
So we can game. I suppose it's time I do a little bit of recapping of what happened last time around. And what happened last time around, as it turns out, was a whole lot of nonsense. All four of you have slowly but surely over a month-ish, give or take, been in the city of Holland, near the capital of Sofak, one of the kingdoms here in Gundry, or in northern Gundry at least, in the northern continent of Hosenfell. You have been in Holland doing work, quote unquote. You have been hired by Hastaran Haiku and his lawyer, Kieran Pitakos, to explore a tower after Hastaran Haiku got a letter, mysteriously, from apparently his antecessor, explaining that his inheritance that would have been passed down through family is waiting for him in the tower if he can best its challenges, which he couldn't, so he hired someone else to do it for him. And throughout these weeks, you have been going into the tower, solving puzzle after puzzle, deadly traps, and facing fearsome monsters, creatures, whichever you want to call them, over and over, until eventually you cleared the full tower, the dungeon that it is. In doing so, you got to the very last door. But just as you activated that last door, Ryo Haiku, which is the antecessor, spoke to you all through some arcane recording that was left behind, well, potentially centuries ago, that this was actually just a curse. Or rather, that he is very spiteful, hates everyone for betraying him, and hopes you die. So he cursed all of the treasure in the tower, in the dungeon, and all of the challenges were actually just attempts to kill you all. And if you somehow manage to make it out alive through all of the challenges, then he had an ultimate fuck you to everyone, which is all of the treasure is cursed, and whoever touched that treasure at any point is going to die in 3 weeks, ring style. But he said that there's one last challenge that you can attempt to do to undo the curse. Believing his words, you went into the door, only to find yourselves elsewhere, and another message played by some other person, some other unnamed, named arcanist actually, Gwendoline, who told you, also through an arcane recording, that the door that you had gone through would actually teleport you into the sun and kill you. But she interfered with Ryo Haiku's plans to give everyone a chance to undo the curse, because Ryo Haiku, being the powerful arcanist he is, it's very hard to undo the big fuck you he had planned. So she could at least put some contingency there, and the contingency is teleporting you to another tower of his making, with another teleport door that he fashioned during his time, whenever that was. And in there, you found a pedestal similar to those pedestals you have been finding throughout his dungeons all throughout. And in this one specific pedestal lay a sphere, and she said, "Bring this sphere to the pedestal back in the original tower in Holland. And once you do, the curse will end and you'll be saved, or at least um, you'll be good." The problem is, you still have your problem of you only have 3 weeks to live, and from the city that you got teleported to Holland, is at least a 4 week travel. So you have been trying over and over to come up with ways to shorten the travel time. You found yourselves in the northern coast in the Kingdom of Linia in Châteaubeau, and from there you have been trying to make your way down back to Holland, which you have done in many ways. First, by taking to the road, making all the way down to Bolzoi, where things happen. I don't remember which things, but things happen along the way. At some point, you found a tower that you climbed onto, and on top of that tower, you found some arcane artifacts left behind, right? Some other arcanist. You found a cloak of Elvenkind and boots of Elvenkind, which originally you had misidentified as completely different things. Then you kept on your travels from Bolzoi to Poil in a mostly uneventful travel. I think it was uneventful. If there was something that happened, I don't remember. But in Poil, you met a traveling merchant, I think, who a dwarf who was going on with a caravan all the way to Châteaubeau, and then from there he would make the rounds around the continent, bordering the edges or the main roads as they are, but not going through Sofak, unfortunately for you. Then this traveling merchant also said that what with this large arrangement of things he had, he could sell to you a number of things, namely a feather token of a clockwork wagon, which is a vehicle that travels autonomously, so you could pretty much just travel non-stop, even during the night, so long as someone is driving, but I'm sure you can manage that. And I think he offered some other things, but you didn't really seem keen on buying anything. Rather, you wanted to make money, so you sold some of your wares, especially because you had also been short on money after buying horses back in Bolzoi, which was quite an investment, but helpful in that it allows you to travel much faster than originally anticipated. And then, after departing Poil in the morning, after meeting with the merchant and all that, you kept making your way down south towards the city of Shanqua, but on the way you were ambushed, almost, by a group of marauders, or highwaymen, I think is what they are called, even though this is not a highway. Um, Hobgoblins who decided to strike you all from the forest. And we had started combat, but then we had to put a stop to it because we were running out of time last time around. But that is pretty much where we have left off, as far as best as I can tell. Did I miss something?
Well, that about covers everything.
We did encounter a shrine of Eaglebeth, I think.
Oh yeah,
Eagle.
you also did encounter a shrine of Eaglebeth, one of the almighties, the deities of this world, whom you recognize to be an universally despised god and worshipper of Eaglebeth, is pretty much forbidden, and people will kill you if they see you worshipping him, except here in Linia, thankfully. Most of you decided to just let that be, whereas the rest of you, by which I mean Larkrid and Rook, decided to leave behind a couple of coins to the shrine by the road and kept going onwards. But that was before reaching the city of Poil, if I recall correctly.
I believe so, yeah. And the only reason why we're not totally ambushed by these guys is because Rook speaks Goblin.
Yes, you heard talk going on as you were going through this forest, which alerted you to the fact that there are people around, and you speaking Goblin alerted you further to the fact that these people, these whispers in the woods, were about to come down on an ambush. So you alerted the group, everyone rolled for initiative, and we actually went through a few turns in combat, wherein one of the hobgoblins with an crossbow, I think, shot at the horse that Muddy Oasis was riding. Lady would heal the horse, and then I don't remember what else you did on your turn. Muddy Oasis dismounted the horse. The horse then ran off into whatever. And I think I don't remember what else you did, Muddy Oasis.
One of them got hit with charitable urge, and that was it.
Oh, yeah. I'll
And then
need
I
to
think
keep
we
that in
left
mind.
off on Rook's turn.
Yeah, so Rook dismounted his horse, started to make his way towards one of these guys, and then we got into a whole discussion of attack of opportunity or not. But considering the space in which you ended your movement, you would have triggered the attack of opportunity. So that was at the end of your second action, and that's going to be his reaction. So that is where we're picking up the game. Does anyone have any questions?
No questions from me.
All right then. So before we move on, please everyone reset your hero points to only 1 if you have more or less, as we always do at the start of games.
Yep.
And then this hobgoblin is going to attack you, pure and simple. Rook, that is.
Good, I'm going to nimbly dodge as I'm stepping into his area.
Hold on, you don't even know if it hits or not. So with his longsword, he's going to try and swipe at you. Try being the keyword here. And wow, he would miss. Why is your AC higher?
Nimble dodge
Oh.
increases it by 2.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so he would miss, and then you can keep up with your turn, your last action. What are you doing?
As I slide under his very predictable attack, I'm going to come up and stab forward with the rapier.
Sure, go for it.
Ew.
That will be a miss, unless you're re-rolling that with a hero point.
It might be a little early for it. I don't know what these guys can do. They all look like they're just regular swordmen. You know what? Fine. Let me see what happens. I'll take it.
That's much better. So you can roll for damage onto this bad boy. 7 piercing damage. I never get used to the fact that piercing is just a bow and arrow sign.
Yeah, it always throws me off. Like, no, I didn't use it, but oh, right.
So that would be the last action in your turn.
Yeah, and I'm gonna shout at him, "You all die now!" Hee hee hee. It's all in Goblin.
He's definitely perturbed by the fact that you can speak Goblin. Meanwhile, this other funny fellow here, he got technically stunned 4 because of how Credible Urge works, and also
Yeah.
because he critically failed the save.
Yeah, so he can do that. He has to use his actions to try and give stuff away on his turn, I think. And then at the end of every turn, he gets another will save to try and reduce the number of turns by one.
Ooh, that's good for him. He'll need that. Mm-hmm. So he will.
Sorry, it's not stunned. It's that repeat. Hang on. On its next turn, before it does anything else, target must present the nearest creature with an item in its possession. The target chooses which item to give, and only, it can choose to be stunned for 1 round instead of giving up an item it would require to defend itself.
Yeah, except for the fact that if he were to choose to get stunned, he would be stunned 4. Because he critically failed.
No, that's just a duration.
Yeah, here, let me show it.
No, that's the thing. If he fails, he can choose to be stunned for 1 round instead of giving up the item, and then critical failure
I
says
see.
as failure, except the duration is 4 rounds. So if he were to choose to get stunned, he would be stunned for 4 rounds. He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Instead, he's going to approach you with 1 action, using movement. The second action, he's going to draw his short bow, and with his last action, he'll throw his short bow onto the ground. Well, just leave it there. Now there's a short bow that he's not wielding anymore. And I cannot unequip it from this guy for some reason.
Pick it up, gimme.
Well, sorry, he has dropped a short bow pretty much. Keep that in mind. And that'll be all of his turn. Does he get a save again at the end of his turn?
At the end of each of its turns, a target that can attempt a new will save to reduce the remaining duration by 1 round, ending it entirely on a critical success.
All right, let's. Best of luck to you, Goblin Boy. Wow, he fails.
Narrow failure. Look at that.
Good.
So now he has 3 more turns remaining on that lovely condition. Next up is that guy over there in the absolute end of the world. He will use 2 actions. Using all of his movement speed, just climbing through the rocks, at which point he loses 5 feet for difficult terrain. But he manages to get around you, Rook, flanking you, and is going to try and stab at you with his last remaining action. Except that I have to open his character sheet instead of yours.
Thought I had a thing for that.
Do you?
You aren't flat-footed to hidden, undetected, or flanking creatures of your level or lower. So it's a deny advantage.
Alright. He'll try and strike at you anyways. And misses because indeed you are not flat-footed, otherwise you would have been hit. Just. And that's his turn. Larkrid, you're on top of a frightened horse. What are you doing?
I believe we do a roll to make the horse slightly less scared.
No, you do a command animal roll as 1 action to keep it from fleeing, because as soon as your turn ends, the horse will have its turn and the horse is just going to run away from danger. So you can spend 1 action to keep it from fleeing, but it'll still be frightened 4.
I think I'll just pat it on the back as I dismount first.
Or you are trying to command it to not run away.
No.
Oh, you're just leaving it be then.
Yee.
Okay, fair enough. So you have 3 actions, one of which will be a mount action to dismount on an adjacent square to where the mount is.
So that's 1, I guess.
Mhm.
Darn. I guess I use the rest of my actions to help Rook flank the one that tried to attack him.
I would personally prefer you do this guy over here,
The one that you're already attacking?
because he's marked for death. Otherwise, I have to use an action to do some feinting.
Larkrid can't really get there with his movement.
That is unfortunate.
Or can you? You have
That'll be
60
all
or
of my
30.
movement.
Yeah, that would be all of your movement. Especially because to get up there, you need to go through difficult terrain, which eats up 5 feet of movement.
Well, there we go.
All right, that's your turn. Now it's down to this here guy. Can't really do much of anything, I'm afraid, from his position. Oh, by the way, before his turn, your horse books it. Just absolutely in a panic, just rears up, turns around, and just capoofs into the woods. And yep, it's gone. It's not in the battlefield anymore.
We find horses later, no worry.
Now that guy, the absolute heck will he do? Oh, he's no dum-dum. He knows to attack the healers or the whoever has the support stuff, and also he sees you absolutely bamboozling the mind of his companion, so he's going to try and strike at you, Mighty Oasis. He runs up to behind you, jumping over the river, getting into flanking position, and then strikes at you. Tries to, at least. And absolutely misses it.
Get wrecked.
That's
Gee,
his
Nick
turn.
Scrub.
Now, it's this guy that's being flanked by Rook and Larkrid. Looking at the both of you, he's not a fan of what's going on. He is going to do a few things. First will be targeting you, Larkrid. He'll do a funny. I just need to find out what the funny is again. Da, 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 da. He is going to try and do this to you. He's going to try and shove you. Oh, but he fails. There's still a little hole. Then he'll, failing to shove you, he'll just try and strike at you. See what happens with that. Ugh, almost anything. Misses you with his second attack. And then, as his last action, he'll raise his shield. Because he's not a fool. And then, we're back to round 2, starting with that guy there, who has just reloaded his crossbow, running into the woods. He's going to target you, Lady Leywood, seeing as you're the only one who's still on top of horses, and seeing that everyone else is pretty much busy. And then he's going to try and shoot at you with his crossbow. From his height advantage, has clear view, clear shot towards you. So that will be the first strike. Which hits with a 27.
Oh boy. Okay.
So Lady Leywood, you will suffer that much damage.
Wait, 1 damage. What?
You are resistant to physical, apparently, when you're cursed.
I am. Wait, I'm not cursed though.
It does say resistant to physical 4. Is that like a being mounted bonus or something?
Well, you have something in you that gives you resistance to physical damage.
I don't even.
Her cosmos in general gives a benefit.
Whoa, really?
Oh, yeah, just from being a Oracle of the Cosmos, you gain resistance equal to 2 plus half your level against all physical damage.
Oh. Ha.
Lucky you. However, he also has the crossbow precision, and this is the first time he's hitting you, so you will suffer an additional this much precision damage, which does not get reduced, so suffer that. Literally would. Are you taking damage?
Yeah, I'm taking damage.
Oh, you had temporary hit points. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Rook also has temporary hit points, like 2 or something.
All of y'all crazy kids have that, apparently.
It's from Call to Arms.
Ah, yes. Must thank Muddy Buddy for temporary hit point.
So he's going
Yes.
to perform a running reload. He takes a step laterally to the other side of this tree and reloads his crossbow. And then he'll try and shoot at you again, Lady Wood. Pew goes his crossbow. Ooh, just misses. Would you look at that? And that's going to be his turn.
Well, that. Lady Laywood next.
Yeah, I was just looking here. There's no way to mark him as he needs to reload, so I'll need to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I suppose. Well, someone remind me that he needs to reload before shooting again. Lady Laywood, you're up.
Laywood, she's not going to see that. She's not going to see the one who shot at her really worth her time, but she sees Rick surrounded, so she's going to target the one behind him with Daze.
All right, go for it.
DC save of 20. Basic will save.
Mm-hmm. That'll fail.
Damage.
So that guy.
It doesn't stun.
No, but it deals damage, which is good.
4. Yeah.
And you have one action remaining. Oh yeah, you use your previous action the last time around to control your horse so it doesn't run away.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with your last action?
Can't she command her horse to move forward a bit?
You can with another command action because
Okay.
your horse is frightened from being in combat.
Yeah, where's the command action? Actions.
Command is not particularly in your character sheet, but you need to make a nature check against the animal's will DC.
Okay, nature.
Yep, so target the horse if you want, and then click that nature check there. Or just go it that way. Yeah, you make it. You are able to command your animal to move up to its speed, which is 40 feet. So where are you going?
She's going forward from wherever we were going. She'll just move like 30 feet or so. So she doesn't get too far away from the action to help the rest
You're
of the
going,
party.
You're going to keep moving forwards towards the path that you were originally going.
Yeah.
All right. So both you, Lady Leywood, and your horse are going to move over there. That's your
Okay.
last action.
Yep. Oh wait. Oh yeah.
This funny fellow is going to make an attack of opportunity as your horse goes by.
Wait. What? Okay.
This funny fellow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
Unless you would prefer to move elsewhere.
Yeah. She'll go ahead and start moving towards where the horses ran off to.
The other horses?
Yeah.
All right. That will put you the opposite way.
Yeah.
Uh,
She figures she'll try and get closer to the horses.
so along the path, you make it up there. And
But
that's your turn.
yeah.
Muddy Oasis.
All right. So the last action I took before we had convened was to cast Charitable Urge. So that will allow me to, as a free action, dispel weapon, which will add mental damage onto my flail. So first real action of the turn, Muddy's going to raise his flail up and channel that energy into a weapon surge, which will advance his curse.
Yep.
God, there's so much clicking involved with this class.
Oh yeah, gotta stack up those conditions.
Okay. And then on this one, we're going to make our first strike and just bring that flail down.
Don't forget your target first.
Yeah, it's on him.
Gotcha. That'll hit. Oh boy, look at those dice.
No.
Yeah, that's a shitload of damage.
Oh,
All right.
off by one.
All right, so as he swings it down over his head, he's going to come back up for another uppercut and try to just knock him off his feet.
Go for it. Ooh, another hit.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Might have taken the
Muddy.
guy's head clean off.
Muddy just
Aren't-
obliterated.
Aren't you a cruel little gnoll?
Hey, it's
Lemon.
been the race choice.
You, with your uppercut, you just kind of fling the guy. He does a somersault as he's ragdolling into the river. His stuff just goes everywhere. His shield, his sword, his crossbow, everything just lost into the river.
Might have
This
just
is-
did a corpse launch.
As his now unconscious / dead body just gets carried away by the river. And you have one last action, I believe.
No, that was all three actions because it was weapon surge and then 2 strikes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so Rook, you're up.
Okay, so Rook speaks Goblin, so at some point he's hung around goblins, so he might be able to size up some of their tactics.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna roll that perception check to get that sense motive going.
All right, so target him and then click that perception I just put into chat. Oh boy. What do you get out of that?
Alright, if it's a critical success, I precisely discern target strategy, gaining +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the creature until the start of my next turn, and +2 circumstance bonus to next saving throw against the creature. on a regular success, I deduce the gist of the strategy. Same as a critical success, except I only get a +1 bonus. If I fail, I
Alright.
don't get anything. If I critically fail, I take a -1 circumstance penalty.
So you get a circumstance bonus to AC, so it's been applied to you.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And this dude is already flat-footed, so I don't need to faint.
Oh my god, this guy's deception DC is shit.
Murder.
Murder.
Go for it. Ooh.
I'd say it how the conductor says it, but I can't roll my R's.
Murder.
There we go.
He's going to use his reaction to shield block for whatever good that'll do to him.
Murday.
Up to the
So
shield's hardness. What's the hardness of a shield?
his shield's hardness is a value you don't know, but it reduces the damage he suffers by that, and then the remainder is taken onto his shield, which is now absolutely broken, and the rest is taken off of his health.
Oh, no, Dad. I changed that.
Oh yeah, that hits, I suppose.
And if he has less than 7 hit points left, that rapier's just going to go right through his neck.
Yeah, absolutely does. The rapier pierces his neck easily, and he's just not. He tries to gasp for air and for words, but he can't really do anything. As you use all 3 of your actions to murder this guy, systematically even.
Yep, I guess I didn't need that predictable after all. Whoops.
Yep. In fact, you don't have that thing anymore.
Yep, because that guy, even though he's the same type of guy, not the same guy.
So, Muddy Oasis, this guy that is still under shareable urge, is going to use one action to interact, grab his quiver of arrows, and uses another action to toss it to you. And he has nothing else that he can give away.
He can
This
always
poor
take off his
stud.
armor.
Now, at which point he has nothing else to give away, he will just be stunned. Now, actually just stunned. So, he makes a will saving throw at the end of his turn to try and not. I suppose he fails.
Yeah, it's DC 20.
So now he's just straight up stunned Chew. That's it. And that's his turn. The other guy that's behind you, Rook. Seeing what you just did to his buddy Boyle is really not going to let you go that easily. He'll try and commit a murder onto you. First by trying to strike at you with his longsword.
No.
Ooh,
I suppose he didn't need the nimble dodge. Whoops.
not in the least.
Well, lucky him, I only get that once, so he can attack me again if he has more attacks.
He will. He'll try and longsword you again. Ah, misses. And then he'll raise his shield
Oh my gosh.
for whatever good that'll do to him. And Larkrid, you're up.
Does Larkwood also have a 30-foot move speed?
Yes.
Awesome.
Give me a moment. Okay, with all 3 of my turns, I go all the way around this goblin and just do 1 strike.
Which one?
The only one next to Rook.
Well, you just need one movement action to get to him, I think.
Yeah, if your movement speed is 30, you can move in such a way and you're behind him in 1 action.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because by going around them, you are able to get there. Although, I suppose we're trying to move in a way that you wouldn't get attack of opportunity, right?
That was the original situation.
Fair enough.
I would like to hope that I'm taking up all of his attention by killing his friend right in front of him.
Yeah, to get up there without taking an attack of opportunity would take 2 whole turns, yeah. Well, it's up to you. Either 2 turns to get there or 1 turn and risk an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'll just get on the other side and start swinging.
Come again?
I'll just get on the directly on the other side and start swinging.
Okay, so you're taking only 1 action.
Yeah, I'll risk that attack, that trigger.
Okay. You move over there, but he doesn't seem interested in attack of opportunity you.
You didn't just kill his friend.
Well then, I do a Hunt and Prey and then do 2 attacks.
Okay, go for it.
Yay for twin takedown, giving me 2 attacks.
Oh,
That first one will be a miss. The second one will hit though.
Oh, come on.
For 4 whole points of damage.
hey, welcome to the 4 points of damage club.
All right. So you hit him, deal 4 points of damage. Yeah, sure. He'll use his reaction then to shield block that. So he'll suffer some damage. His shield will suffer some damage, and that's about it. Per turn, I believe.
Did his shield break?
No. Not with 4 points of damage, no. Don't mean to throw any shade on that, by the way. But 4 points is enough to overcome some of what the shield would block. And that ends your turn, Larkrit. Now is the Hubba Gobble going to spend one of his actions to running reload. He runs over there, reloads his crossbow. Then now at this point he's going to target you, Muddy Oasis, with his first attack. Pew. Hits. Just hits.
Ooh, just barely.
Yeah. So you will suffer that plus this much piercing damage. Actually, 10 piercing, 3 precision damage. Oh boy, that's nothing out of your hit points bar.
Great no, buddy.
And then he Running reloads again. He moves away. And reloads. And that's his turn. Lady Laywood.
Lady Laywood looks at the scene around her and sees how well this battle is going in their favor. Geez, that guy's running away.
You're not sure.
Okay. You know what? She'll help out. Rook and Larkreed.
No, help,
Right.
Maddie. Help.
I don't think she could reach that guy. Oh,
Most spells are indeed 30 reach.
what's her furthest reach? Moonbeam is 120.
Oh boy.
And how far is that dude?
I would
The
guess, yeah.
farthest guy.
About 100.
Okay, you know what? She'll moonbeam him.
Neat. Go for it.
Target. Okay, there we go. Targeted.
Who would have guessed? 100 feet is around 30 yards.
Moonbeam.
Cool. Target him and make an attack roll.
Attack. Ah, dang it. I can't.
That will critically miss unless you want to use one of your hero points to reroll that.
No, no. I want to save it for like something big.
Okay. So you try to moonbeam him, but he's so far away and so shrouded by trees and such, you don't quite get the correct angle, and the moonbeam doesn't quite reaches him. He's under too much foliage.
Lady Laywood groans in frustration. She decides to hop off her horse and start walking a bit for oops. She decides to hop off her horse and start walking to
All
the
right.
middle.
So hold up. Hopping off of your horse is your last action, and you can just dismount on an adjacent square, and that will be it for your turn.
Alright. She dismounts.
Okay. Your horse is still frightened off of its horse damn mind, but because you have controlled it, it's not fleeing, so it'll stay put.
She gives him a bit of a pat.
A muddy oasis. You're up.
All right, so Muddy sees a moonbeam fly through the brush and somewhat go in that general direction of where the goblin scampered off to, and he just like sniffs and goes, "There you are." And I'm going to do a 3-action bone shaker on him.
Oh my dog, the hell is that?
We will find out.
Ooh.
He's gonna shake her bones.
Yeah, so he needs to make a save, a DC 20 Fortitude save.
Is your goblin here?
Yes.
All right. So that hobble gobble, he's going to make a DC 20 Fortitude saving throw with a hefty bonus even, and he succeeds.
Damn.
What happens?
Target takes half damage, and I can move him up to 5 feet, or he can fall prone to avoid moving.
Fair enough. He'll suffer half of that, which is 7, and then he'll just get moved 5 feet in whichever direction you want.
Yeah, I'm pulling him towards me.
All right, 5 feet closer, and I imagine that's your whole turn.
Yep, 3 actions. That's everything.
Rules do be weird, but stunned, you can't. Sure, all right, I'll disconsider that. That's your turn, Rook.
Okay. Want to go help Muddy Buddy, but this guy right here, he dumb. So I'm gonna stab him in the face.
You say he's dumb, but you have not yet seen his intelligence modifier.
Nah, he's just dumb.
Alright, go for it.
Oh, I didn't target again.
No, you didn't.
It's that guy, but I'm sure I hit with a 24.
You do. Roll for damage. 12 will do a lot of damage to him, but not outright kill him
Alright,
as
well,
their first
since
action.
he's still here. Aw, that would have been a critical if it didn't have that multiple attack bonus. Penalty, bonus, bonus, penalty.
Yep, go for it. And with 13, you shank the shit out of this guy. And you have one last action.
Alright, that one last action is going to be used moving towards that guy.
Alright. You use the stride action to move up to your speed.
Right about there.
Alright. Keep hopping down from the ledges. They're not super tall, but still enough that you can hop off of them. Making your way towards the last two surviving enemies. And that's your turn.
'Tis my turn.
So, Mario is this guy in front of you is stunned 2, which means he loses the stunned condition and has 1 action remaining. The poor sod. He seems to shout something in Goblin to the other guy. I don't suppose you speak Goblin, do you, Mario Oasis?
No, I do not speak Goblin.
Alright, so you're not entirely sure what he's saying, but
Rook knows.
Rook's turn is not up yet.
True, but I at least know what he's saying.
You will know what he's saying when it gets to your turn. He'll
Ooh, you're arguing semantics with me. I love it.
is going to raise his shield. Because he's scared. Oh no. That's his turn. Larkrid.
I spent all my turn getting into flanking position for Muddy.
Alright, fair enough. So. Yeah, that's all of your turn. Back to the crossbow guy. He is seeing the nonsense that is going on.
So I'm gonna clear that reload.
I would if I knew how.
If you go into the drawing tools, the first tool is the select drawings. Then you can select all of that by drawing a box around that, and then delete on keyboard.
Ah, gotcha.
So, Hobgoblin Boy slinks into the foliage, becoming hidden as his first action. And that's it. Lady Laywood. By the way, before he runs off, he does say something Goblin.
Leywoods is going to. As far as this dude. He's 50 feet. she'll go ahead and daze him. She'll daze the last fella.
Oh, okay. Oh, you are in range even. Sure. Poor Hobgobble who cannot shield that, is dazed. He'll suffer damage. Or
Or
mental damage. Neato. And you have one last action.
she'll just get this out of here. She'll just kind of move forward.
All right.
Yeah, to there.
Stride around the horse and get into better position to see what the absolute heck's going on. Muddy.
Oh damn, that came around quick.
That happens when the opposition is laying dead on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Muddy, after casting Bone Shaker on that one, is going to swing his flail around and channel the little leftover energy and wrap it into spell weapon for, I believe it's negative damage because Bone Shaker is a necromancy spell.
Mm-hmm. It's 100% necromancy.
Yeah. All right. So first action, I am going to just club this goblin on the head, or hobgoblin on the head.
Go for it. Target him and let it go.
Yeah.
All right, you just hit because Larkwood was flanking. Otherwise, you would have missed. And 18 points of damage. Several of which comes from bludgeoning, and some of which comes from necromantic forces, which reduces him to a pulp in front of you.
Oh damn. And I guess in my last two actions, I'll reach down and pick up the bow and arrow and quivers and just look at the corpse. Your tithe was accepted.
How badass. The hobgoblins lay dead in front of you, except for the one who apparently ran away. Rook, you know for a fact now that your turn has come around that last hobgoblin, well, this here hobgoblin that is dead, said something along the lines of, "Boss, what do we do?" And the other one said something along the lines of, "I don't know, get out of there," and just disappeared into the foliage, leaving his companion out to die, clearly.
I'm pretty sure the guy's thinking his friend is following him. Well, some of his friend might be following him down the stream, but, you know.
So, as things stands, a silent comes over the clearing where you guys are, where you now have time to recollect yourselves, and notice that things are quiet. There's no more. You don't hear or see any hobgoblins around you anymore. There doesn't seem to be any ambush of any kind approaching, but you have two missing horses, as it is.
Muddy, Larkrid, your horses have run away.
They can't have gone far. We can find them.
I certainly hope so.
Rook will get a little closer to Muddy and very blatantly ogle the bow and arrows that were just picked up.
I was about to ask if anybody needed these. Here, they're yours.
Even if we can't find the horses, I have a plan that will certainly cut some time out of our travel.
Horses can't go far, right? They only ran away now.
We can go track them.
Yes, it was approximately 20 seconds ago.
Horses are fast.
Yeah,
Okay, Night
they
Night,
are.
let's go look for friends.
So, are you guys chasing after the horses, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Lastly, these hobgoblins also have shields, some of which have not broken. Do anyone wants a wooden shield?
Rook cannot use shields.
I will take one just in case.
Absolutely. Muddy Oasis, you now have in your character shield a wooden shield, which surprisingly does not encumber you. And Rook, you have a short bow and 20 arrows.
A short bow.
20, nice.
It's not at all magical, but it's serviceable.
It's a short bow. That's all that matters.
It do be short bow, yep. So, as things were, you guys are now going to go searching for the horses, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I would love to pull up the track a button, but it's not doing anything.
The what?
Track. The action of tracking.
If you're searching it from the companion browser, you have to pull it into your character sheet.
I did, but it's not pulling up into the chat, is what I'm saying.
Well, you have to click the little icon in it, I think. Or you can just click the little square thing that says survival from there. In fact, let me put it in chat for you all, it's easier. So whoever's tracking, let me see what DC would this horse be, according to my handy dandy GM screen. Says the DC is 15. So, well, the horse is running two opposite directions, so I'll need people to give me a survival check. DC 15.
I'm going to cast guidance on, well, I guess whoever wasn't that one.
Alright.
Survival.
Yes, who's doing the tracking before you go on with your crazy dandy rolls?
Well, Rook is on the back of Night Knight, and he'll take whoever wants to go on the back of his horse, but he's definitely going to be doing some tracking.
Yeah, I mean, with that critical success there, you track that horse ridiculously fast. You make some kind of whistling noise or something that the horse recognizes, and it even comes meet you halfway. But that's in one direction. There's the horse running through the other direction, who someone else is giving chase. And who is that other someone else?
Pretty much me.
Alright, so roll your survival with a +1 from guidance. Yep, that's also a critical success. You also make some series of noises, clicking sounds, whatever, that the horse recognizes and it starts coming back, meeting you halfway, which makes it so you guys don't lose any time at all in recovering your horses.
Very good.
We found Night Knight, friend.
This could have gone a whole lot worse.
Ah, yeah. You have recovered all of the horses.
It could, but we great team.
So, with that little nonsense out of the way, you guys keep on tracking and traveling until the end of the day, and then you arrive there where the party token is at. In that location where it is, not where I pinged. You get there as the sun is coming down, and you stop to set up camp for the evening.
Time to patch up wounds.
There you go. Since you guys didn't get wounded at all in this combat, it would seem, surprisingly enough, you guys can just go ahead and top off your hit points. You have plenty of spell slots if you were to dispense heal around.
Yeah, spell slots and medical kits.
Yep.
Yes, I have spells.
So remove your conditions and top off your hit points. You're good. All of you are good. And then you can click on the bed icon in your character sheets to take a rest and restore your spell slots automatically. I keep forgetting none of you are prepared casters, because then every day you would have to prepare spells.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have traps that I recover every day that I haven't been using.
I would like to, on my horse after that interaction. Hang on, let me see how this spell works. I'm going to cast a modified sigil on it with my archetype.
Tell me about that.
So sigil is a permanent mark on the horse, and with tracing sigil, it will allow me to follow it, basically.
In other words, you put a GPS on your horse.
Yeah.
All right. You have successfully RFID chipped your horse, that so you know where it is at any time.
Yeah.
So long as
Jag horse.
yeah, just gotta make sure that you have Bluetooth enabled, and you're good to go. I believe you can only do that on your horse, right?
Yeah, I think I can only do one sigil.
Yeah, if you use this ability again on a second target, the sigil spawn the first target ends and your mark fades. Yeah. Only the one.
Oh, I should mention actually, it's on a creature. It only lasts a week.
Well, yeah, that seems reasonable.
We don't have many of those left anyway.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. So now you're in the cold climate during the months of August. So today, the weather is normal, but it is raining.
Oh, goodness.
Which means if you were to go outside of roads, it is considered difficult terrain, you have low visibility due to the rain, and you will get fatigued in 4 hours instead of 8 due to the downpour, which will damper how much you can travel. And unlike putting on clothes, it doesn't do much for your horses. It's less that the cold is getting to you, but just the sogginess of rain tires you more rapidly. So traveling by feet or by horses, you're going to be traveling only half the distance today.
Is this a speed up day or a...
I honestly do not remember.
I think it was supposed to be a speed up day because the other day I think we were just going at a normal pace.
Yeah, the previous day was on regular day. Today would be a speed day if that's what you guys are doing.
Well, speed then halved for the distance is now 20.
Yeah, so instead of traveling the full 48 miles today, you will only travel 24, which is still a lot when you think about it.
Still more than we would get on foot.
For sure.
And we're pretty
All
much
right.
right at that bend on the Ligma Road.
Ligma. Oh, somebody drew over
No,
the
see, it's
end.
Ligma now.
Oh my god.
You
Oh
absolute,
my...
you absolute troll.
That wasn't me. That was already there, I swear.
I heard Steve Jobs died of lignia.
So you have already moved the party token, right?
Yep, I moved the party token to where the end of the 24 miles is. It's pretty much that bend in the road there.
All right, fair enough. Good thing I'm keeping track of the distance on my own thingy here. Travel 24. So minus that is a bunch. You have 33.5 miles left until you reach Shanghua. So,
And how much do we get to with regular pace? 32?
on horses, it's 32 on regular pace, 48 on fast pace. Although, as far as regular pace goes, well, it is 32, but the rules also allows you to hustle, which is just something else entirely.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we can just get like that extra mile and a half out of the way at the end, we wouldn't mind hitting Shanghua. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
works.
1.5 mile is enough that you can power through that without too much of a hassle. Because today is a power through day, speed day, as you will, the horses will make 42 saving throws. I forget what the DC is. So I'm just going to roll against the creature's level. One horse makes it. One horse also makes it. That one is fatigued. And that one makes it. So one horse is fatigued. I don't know whose horse, but one of them is fatigued. Probably Muddy's because he's carrying a lot of extra weight. And the horse physically cannot hustle the next day due to the rain and such. However, on your travels, out and about throughout the road, Muddy, roll me a d20. See if there's a nifty event going on today. 16. Boy, why did I close that tab? I believe, yeah, 16 is an event. It's 6. I believe it's 17 for planes -2 if you're on a road. I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna say the event happens. As you guys are walking around down the road from Poyle, rain is coming down on you guys. It's making the air much colder. It's getting all exhausted just from going. As you start to leave the woods, God damn you! Get out of there. As you leave the woods, the forest, the Champtoise woods, you see that the woods, the trees get more sparser as you go out, and then you are under more and more. You're more and more exposed to the rain. At some point, you run off, and you see a tree that catches your attention for two reasons. The first is that all of you are tired, you're exhausted, you can't stand being in the rain anymore, so you decide to rest under a tree. But also, what gets your attention from all of these sparse trees next to the roadside, this one calls your attention because it looks metallic as all hell. You look at this tree, and as you approach closely, the bark of the tree seems natural, but also seems like it's super reflective. There's a sheen on it, and it looks like it's made of straight up metal.
Nature chat.
Nature and or Arcana, maybe?
Sure, all of you give me a secret nature check as part of your recall knowledge.
Well, that's going to be a big fat +0 for me.
Yep. So, Larkrid, you're more or less familiar with things, both for being a ranger and also, kobolds are, most of them hail from Linia, so there's a lot of kobold lore that interchanges with Linia lore. So you think you know more or less what this might be. As for you, Lady Leywood, as Larkrid starts explaining what he knows about the tree, you agree with him because you remember, you think at least, you remember reading about these in a book. These trees made of metal are chime trees. Chime trees are trees that are somewhat enchanted. They have some sort of psychic resonance to them. And you do know that they produce an special mental effect if you ring them like a chime. by knocking on them or hitting it with some metal object to cause it to produce a sound, a resounding sound. What the effect is, however, scholars tend to disagree. Nobody is super entirely certain on what that mental effect is. A lot of them says that it gives them a horrible headache and just makes them absolutely unhappy with the nonsense that is going on. Some of them, some others, however, says that it cleared their minds and gave them extra focus on things to the point that they legitimately felt smarter. So there are dividing opinions on the effects of this tree. If you were to ring it, that is.
I've always wanted to try ringing one of these. Nobody could really agree on what they really do.
Want to try?
Oh yes, I am most interested. Lady we will go ahead, take a stick, and ring the tree.
I did mention that you needed to hit it with a metallic object to
Oh,
really trigger the resounding effect.
okay, then she'll take her mace and give it a tap.
Oh yeah, she has a mace. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. I don't know why I have this. I guess I bought it for self-defense.
Fair enough. So, Lady Leywood, you go up to the tree with your mace and strike at it with enough strength behind your swing to really make a resounding noise. And this resounding effect just kind of bursts outwards, and all of you hear this very loud ringing in your heads, and it's doing all kinds of things to your brains. I need everyone to roll me a will saving throw.
No.
Is this a magical effect?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I will use my reaction for Divine Aegis and give myself +1.
Very nice.
Assuming it is not a divine effect.
I love being an expert in will saving throws and failing them all the time.
By the way,
Oh,
you get
come on.
Oh,
Larkrid, you get a hero point. Should have been added to you automatically, just from playing for an hour.
I should only have 2, but I have 3 now.
I think I saw a notification during combat where you got a hero point added, so I think Doug accidentally gave you 2.
But I'm definitely going to use that right now.
I am absolutely re-rolling that with hero point.
All right,
Okay, that's better.
give me your rolls.
I don't know why it shows my battle curse still on there though. That should actually have been gone.
In your character sheet in the last page, the star page, there's effects.
Yeah, it's not on there.
Can trash it. Isn't it Divine Aegis?
No, Divine Aegis is a +1.
Oh, weird. Well, I didn't know that.
I apparently is also not appearing on here. But I guess so. Divine Aegis is a conditional one. It doesn't know if the effect is divine or not, so it probably doesn't apply universally.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, in that case, it should be a 26.
fair enough. Everyone makes it except for Rook. However, nobody makes it with a critical save. So,
although Lady Leywood's will saves are always critical saves.
are they?
Yeah,
From what?
it's a feat.
What
It
feat?
is uh haughty obstinacy. Your powerful ego makes it harder for others to order you around if you roll a success on a saving throw against a mental. Oh, okay.
A mental effect that attempts to directly control your actions. That's different.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, never mind.
I was
Alright.
going to
Never
say,
mind.
though, by the sheer force of personality, I was joking about it, but that's actually how it's worded.
So, Rook, what is your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence modifier is +3.
Alright, so you're suffering 3d10 mental damage. That'll be 10 points of damage to you.
Also, Lady Laywood, you have some missing feats.
Or
I always have trouble with choosing feats.
what? The party takes damage? That's wrong.
I didn't target my token when I clicked that. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Rook probably this whole time he was like getting close to the tree, really interested. It's a shiny tree. Then he just starts screaming and holding his head, and probably like drops down to his knees, far away from the tree now.
Yeah, you're absolutely not a fan. The horses will also make saving throws.
Oh no, their heads might explode.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, no.
All of them except for one fails, so I'm going to roll a d4 to determine whose horse that is. 2, that is Larkrid's horse. Larkrid, you see something weird going on. As Lady Laywood bangs her mace on the tree and this ringing noise starts going off in your general direction, there's just this resounding noise that all of you hear, but to all of you, it just sounds like regular ringing of metal on metal. The noise is just giving off psychic resonance noise. For Rook, however, it sounds excruciating. You run away from the tree as much as you can. You're having none of that nonsense. The horses seems particularly they just kind of turn their heads towards the tree to see what the source of the noise is, except for one of the horses. Larkrid's horse just lets out a snort and seems to speak in flawless common. No! Behind you! And as all of you look behind of you towards the tree, you see that some other creatures have been attracted by the resounding noise of the tree. And you look just in time to see what appears to be shadows moving towards you guys.
Oh, no.
So lo and behold, I'll need all of you to roll some initiatives again.
Oh, no.
My head hurts. I rolled a low initiative.
That's fair. You're allowed to. You
Look
all
at
see
those
these
20s.
you see these humanoid shadows moving towards you, and they just seem particularly pissed off that there's a resounding sound going off, and they're not huge fans of that nonsense. So, combat is about to happen, and they get to go first. What do you know? So who's that? That one, first one to act, is going to approach Lady Laywood. You're the one who rang the dang thing. And you better heck dang believe it is going to try and swipe its ghastly hands at you.
Oh, no.
So one action to move, another action to try and strike at you. and critically hits.
Oh no.
So Lady
Plus
Laywood,
15. Jeebus.
you're suffering 14 points of necrotic damage, or negative damage, sorry. Necrotic doesn't exist.
Ow.
And once it swipes, you mostly feel like its hands go through you. They're incorporeal, as is most of this creature. But you'd see that it kind of seems to latch onto something within you and it pulls it. And when you look at it, it seems to be pulling at your shadow. Looking at the ground, you see that part of your shadow is being pulled away by this creature, and that's no fun. You're going to become enfeebled 1.
Uh-oh.
And that's the last of this creature's action. Larkrid, you're up.
I guess I go into flanking and do an attack. Well, 2 attacks. 1 to move, one to mark prey, and 1 to double attack.
Double tap.
Double tap.
Hey, at least pushing the button works.
I hear double tap. Are we in Zombieland?
Maybe. So that first hit will be a miss, and so will be the second.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you have hero points, you can use them. If you want to.
I'll do this one.
That just hits. Apparently due to flanking. Who'd have guessed? Yeah, you roll for damage. The creature is going to choose for some damage.
Looks like my attack only went through it.
Pretty much, your swipe at it mostly went through the creature. You sense that there seems like this creature is not even there. You feel like you're almost pulling at it with your strike, kind of like you're trying to attack fabric that is hanging of a clothesline. It's particularly hard to actually penetrate and injure it, but with some finesse, you are able to do some damage. And that's going to be all of your turn, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah.
Muddy Oasis.
All right, Muddy Oasis, seeing Lady Laywood get attacked, immediately darts forward to step within 5 feet of it, and I'm going to do reach out with a glowing hand and cast a 2-point heal on it, or a level 2 heal on it. Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's not bad.
I was muted. What a fool I was.
I was just kind of quiet, yeah.
And here I was narrating this whole time. So yeah, you suffer. You deal the full half damage, whatever that means. And that's it for your turn, I believe.
Yep, that's all my actions.
All right. Now the other creature gets to go. It's going to approach you, Larkrid. just swipes over there. Actually, phases through you. Is going to attack Muddy Oasis. So that's one single movement action. Then strike at Muddy Oasis, which hits.
Wow.
Muddy, you suffer 13 negative damage. Which is the neatness, and then he uses yet another action to try and grasp at your shadow, pulling it away from you, slowly but surely. You are enfeebled 1, which I believe reduces every strength-based roll you make. As you feel your strength sipping away. Lady Leywood, you're up. What do?
What is going on here? First there's a talking horse, then there's these shadow things. Okay, Leywood sees that healing damages them. So she's gonna go ahead and cast a heal on the one in front of her.
Alright. Go to town.
Casting heal. Cast. Versus undead. Target.
This run right in front of you, I suppose. It'll make a saving throw. It makes it, so it suffers half damage. You can roll for that. Ooh, nice dice. Suffers 5 points of positive damage, and have one action remaining.
Can she walk away?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, she'll try walking away. Whoop.
You realize that you know nothing about these creatures.
Yeah. She'll
So-
try. You know what? She'll try thinking about him.
Are you going to recall knowledge?
Yeah, she'll recall knowledge. She's the scholar here.
Alright, you can give me a secret religion check. Unless you have some kind of specific lore that you are able to use, which I don't think you have.
I just have academia lore.
Yeah, no, that won't do. That won't cut it. Ooh. You know these creatures, Lady Leywood, to be shadows, plain and simple. They do not like the living, and they'll try and take away your shadow. And if they do take away your shadow and kill you, they'll turn you into yet another shadow. That's how they multiply. They absolutely abhor the living. They are, since they are made of shadows, being in shaded areas is specifically good for them. So that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, they absolutely hate light. They, being incorporeal as it is, it's particularly hard to hit them and deal damage to them unless you have some kind of magical weapon or other kinds of attacks, like some you have figured out already, like positive.
These things can only exist in shadows. Get into the light.
I mean, they can exist in the light. They're just more effective in shadows.
Oh.
Like, they can absolutely hide and become invisible in shadows.
They're a lot more effective in shadows. Get into the light.
So that's what you are able to grasp out of that, and you communicate that knowledge to your party mates. Rook, your dreams have come true. You are fighting shadows. You're living your Kingdom Hearts fantasy. What do you do?
I don't have a Keyblade.
Well, shucks, you have to deal with them anyways.
All right. I am going to use 2 actions to move 55 feet.
Ooh.
Right there.
That's a little marathon and a half.
Yep, gotta love my mobility feat, whichever one I picked up. And then... Does having a rune on my rapier make it magical and make it cause full damage? Okay, awesome. I'm going to strike the crap out of the shadow, which I did not target. Doesn't matter anyway.
15, I can tell you already, would not have hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a 17 on one of these roll things up there. So yeah. Wait. Flanking, does that help at all?
No.
No, so... Okay, never mind. I'm good. That's all 3 of my actions, and I will be right back. Bathroom time for me.
Good luck.
All right.
If anything's going to hit me, just assume I'm going to use Nimble Dodge to not get hit.
Okay. Just as a reminder, magical weapons, they don't deal full damage, but they are able to overcome some of its resistance.
Well, damage is damage, but yeah, be right back.
All right. Now we're back to the first one of these creatures, which has taken a liking to you, Lady Leywood, so he's going to keep trying to hit at you.
Oh no.
Except, however, that
What is it going to do?
well, it will try and strike at you again. And hits with a regular hit this time around.
It has so much bonus points.
For a whooping 10 points of negative damage
Uh,
onto you. So apply that damage, please.
okay, there we go.
It will once again steal your shadow, so you become enfeebled 2 instead. Means you have a -2 penalty to all strength-based checks you make. And then, using its last action, it is going to try and hide. Because why wouldn't it? And it beats everyone's perception DC, so as best as you can tell, it vanishes.
It vanish.
It vanishes. Larkrid, you're up.
Where's the sneak? Seek. So I assume I can try to search for it, even though I just saw it vanish in front of me.
Yep. Okay, so I'll have to go and make a secret perception. Well, you can go ahead and give me a secret perception check to see if you can find it.
It should have the +2 from Hunted Prey.
Oh yeah, you did hunt prey, didn't you? Unfortunately, no.
Darn.
You can't quite see it. You can't locate it under the tree's shadow.
Well, I guess I'll try to attack the one I can see then.
Sure. Go to town.
Targeting.
That'll hit.
And this is all my actions instead of the double thingy.
Okay. So it suffers some of the damage, but not all of it. And that's your turn.
Yep, 3 actions.
Muddy.
Oh boy, me. All right. So hearing Lady Laywood say that light is effective against them,
Or that they're not as effective in light.
well, they're not as effective in light, right? I am going to cast, use my archetype and put Shining Arms onto my weapon using the light cantrip.
All right.
There is unfortunately no way for me to add that effect onto me, but I don't think it's going to matter very much. So it's going to be 2 actions. I will use the free action to Bespell Weapon, and since it was an evocation spell that didn't do damage, that means it will be Force.
Mm-hmm. Um, just
Hang
in
on.
lieu of casting light there, you are able to dispel the shadows in which the shadow is hiding, so it becomes seen. As you
Yay.
are shining light. Don't remember the particulars of the light spell, but I suppose it's like a 10 by 10 or
Um,
20.
It's 20 bright light and then 20 dim light past that.
All right. Even more.
Yeah. All right. So then, seeing that pop back out of the shadow, I'm going to try to smash it into the ground.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, come on.
You have a hero point.
And I do not. I used it already.
Oh boy. Never mind then. It was a great effort though.
Well, y'all can see him now.
Yep. So long as it's within 40 feet of you, they can't. Well, 20 actually. They can't hide. Actually, yeah, 40 because it's daytime ish. Da 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 da. Yep. It's the other shadow's turn. It's going to keep trying to do evil things to you, Muddy. Strike number 1. Ooh, just misses. Then he tries again. And this time hits. Muddy, you are going to suffer 15
Oh,
negative damage.
No.
And then you're going to suffer another point of enfeebledness.
anyway.
Don't you use strength to attack, though?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, enfeebled isn't in any way matter to you.
Well, I
wouldn't
can make it up in other ways. We'll see.
That's fair. Lady Laywood.
This is not going good. Laywood, she will back the heck off
Fair enough.
and cast Healing on Muddy.
All right.
Target.
Oh yeah,
Good
you're spontaneous spellcaster. Keep forgetting.
Versus living.
Click on healing.
Woo!
Oh boy.
What the hell?
Woo!
The power of level 2.
Wow.
Muddy, that's a heck of a healing you get from Lady Laywood from a distance.
Keep in there.
You feel the power of the cosmos healing your wounds. Or at least undoing this negative damage you have suffered to your soul and psyche. And that's all of your turn, Lady Laywood. Rook.
He might still be in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'd assume so. Which is great because it gives me time to eat. One single cookie.
Cookie.
I have cookies and I have little tiny chocolate wafers. They're great. Especially because they're not purely chocolate, they're dark chocolate, so they're not as sweet.
But they're clearly a mouthful.
Oh, they are. I mean, I did say that they're tiny, but they're still wafers, so they're thick.
Yeah.
THICC, thick.
Apparently, I can make the undead talk.
You shouldn't. Stop this nonsense at once.
Okay, I'm here.
A thick tick.
It's your turn.
And
What did I
only
just walk back in on? What?
And only Muddy can understand that, apparently.
Yep, Muddy speaks Necrol.
So that undead just did a funny.
Wait, I can understand what that thing said?
No, only Muddy seems. Rook, it's your turn. What do?
Okay, I thought I heard Rook for a second there. This thing is still looking kinda healthy, and that is not how it should go. They also look much hardier than the hobgoblins, so I will.
Cast a spell.
Yes, I will cast Detect Magic on it. No, I'll use Predictable.
Mm-hmm. So, I need to attempt a secret perception check. Not you, me. Oh wait,
No, it
you.
says choose one
Yeah,
target and attempt a perception check.
yeah, you forgot to target the thing. Please do
God
target
damn
the
it.
thing. That will help me
I
so much.
had it targeted last time, I swear.
Yeah, how does he keep untargeting?
There might be a setting if you go into the cogs and then configure settings, and then somewhere there's something about target. You can type in the search bar for target, and there's something about clearing target between rounds or what have you. Definitely untoggle that.
Because mine always stays targeted for some, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Deception DC for this creature. All right, I suppose that does it as a critical success.
Wait, it succeeds?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it does. Deception DC for this creature would be actually deception. Would be 12, and you roll a 25.
Oh, so it's a critical success. Awesome. I am going to. Alright, so I have that.
Mm-hmm. That you do.
The only other thing I'm gonna do right now is stab an undead bitch.
Go for it. Though you never know, it might be a male. Ooh,
There is male bitches.
Ooh, yes.
you are also right. So
What if they're non-binary?
You can be a bitch no matter of your gender or lack thereof.
sure, it can be an adjective, I suppose. Roll for critical. Roll your critical damage. There you go. Plenty of dice. Onto that thing. Da-da-da-da-da. It will suffer some of that. I just need to study real quick where some of that damage reduction comes from. Yeah.
Interweaving attacks in a graceful flow. What that is a typo in this feat I'm about to read. It says interweaving attacks in a graceful flow, F-I-O-W.
Mhm.
Though you imbalance your
Oh.
foes, whenever your strike is a critical hit and deals damage, the target is flat-footed against your attack until the end of your next turn. It's already flat-footed, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Exactly, doesn't matter. picking up the clues from what Lady Leywood shouted previously before running off, you learn something now. Rook, this creature being undead as it is, even though it is humanoid, you try to strike at the heart or any other vital organ, and you realize, oh, it's undead, it doesn't have any, and even if it had, it wouldn't be vital. So it is extensively immune to precision damage. You'll figure that out.
So my sneak attack does nothing?
Yeah, your sneak attack damage is absolutely wasted, and
no.
it has some resistance to damage that is not of some kinds of damage, such as positive. So it reduces that damage by 5. So that's why your 23 got reduced to 14. That's your second action. What are you doing for your third?
Gonna be extra angry and stab it again, even though it's not gonna do, like, dick, apparently.
It will do some dickage.
But not enough dickage, because apparently my sneak attack is worthless.
Yeah. I mean, if you roll more than 6, if you roll more than 5 damage, you do some dickage. There you go. You hit. Thanks to it being flat-footed. So you deal 1 damage.
1.
What?
That's your turn.
Oh no, I did it again.
You did it again.
I meant that for be me.
So, seeing as being out and about in a brightly lit area because of Muddy's shiny weapon, it's going to target you, Muddy. Seeing as its previous target has now run off.
Apparently saving settings resets the game, and I now have a gray screen for a minute.
For a minute, we'll get to you shortly. Don't worry. So that shadow is going to try and attack you, Muddy. And misses. Wow. Lucky you.
Good.
It tries again with a second attack. Whoa, it misses again. It tries one last time.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. And wow. Just
Wow.
missed.
You're like,
It's a good thing I didn't use my curse yet.
Apparently.
You suck, buddy.
So it wastes its turn completely. And Lockrid, you're up.
let's just keep swiping at that thing, except step to the side so I'm in proper flanking.
Mhm.
So 3 attacks for probably Diddy Squad, but here, there's still an attempt.
Gotta love that double strike ability you have.
Well, it's going to be total 3 strikes, but still.
Yeah, the double strike +1.
And because Flurry of Rangers, I can have much less penalties for my multiple attacks. Interesting. It said I was not targeting, except I was.
You might have been targeting the wrong one.
Or maybe you have that
Oh,
setting that forgets your targeting every turn.
Well,
That hits though. For no
Jeez.
damage on the first. And another hit. That 19 for 5 damage. Which also
Oh
deals
my
no damage.
I tried.
Yay. I mean, if you crit, you'll deal some damage at some point. Is that all of your turn, Larkin?
Yep.
Yes. Step and true attacks. 3 attacks. Alright, Muddy. Do your work.
Okay. Yeah, this one who's been wailing on me over here. Oh man, I could attack both of them and get the same stuff. This one's lower though. We're gonna do that one. This one keeps pulling on my damn shadow. So first action, I am going to Muddy's going to raise his weapon and do. Oh, where's the button? Weapon surge.
Mm-hmm.
Giving me my battle curse back. And then after weapon surge, free action, dispel weapon to put. This is enchantment, so I think it'd be mental damage. Oh no, weapon surge is evocation. That's force damage. Cool. All right, so first action, slap it down with my shining flail.
Coach down. That'll hit. So some of that is force damage. Which one again?
It's the one south of me.
All right. Boom, takes thumb damage.
All right, and check that box off.
Most of what doesn't make it is your bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I figured as much, and that's what the spell weapon's for. Second attack, we'll come back up and uppercut it and try to hit it again.
The classical muddy 1-2.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, damn.
Except it doesn't quite cut it. Alas. So, that's your turn, I believe.
Yep, that's all my actions.
All right. Now it's time for the other one. It is going to keep targeting you, Muddy Oasis. It'll try and swipe.
I identify as a threat.
And hits. You suffer 10 negative damage. As part of that, some interesting things happen. Y'all see? First is that Muddy Oasis becomes enfeebled tree. You see that as this creature tugs at your shadow, your life force starts to be pulled away from you, and you can feel yourself becoming weaker and weaker until the point at which this creature pulls your shadow with so much force now after this last swipe that your shadow, your physical shadow, Muddy, separates from your body.
Oh no.
So it will spend yet another action to spawn another one of its
No.
another shadow creature thing. Does this work? Let me see. Oh, it does. Wonderful. So boom, blammo. Actually, yeah, here. Or rather here, because shadow. A new creature joins the fray. Your own shadow, Muddy.
Maybe we should run.
So, it's initiative. I actually go before it because I have a Pilgrim's token.
All right. Let me put it down to 24. There you go.
We should run away.
And for its last action, I suppose it'll just keep trying to strike at you. Oh, by the way, this shadow is perpetually and incurably clumsy too, says the description. Yeah. Second and last attack at you, Muddy. Which misses. Lucky you.
Or I suppose you could do the big AoE heal.
Dispense positive damage, quote unquote, to in an area. Lady Laywood, you're up. What do?
I suggest we start running away. Uh, can she call for the horses?
Yeah, the horses are up on the road. If you guys reach the road, you can just get on them and start running off.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna call for her companions to run away and make for the road.
Mm-hmm. Doing anything in the meanwhile, or you're
You
just
know what?
using all of your actions to run? Because at that
So
point, you are on the road.
she will. You know what? She'll try and help things out, cast a spell out.
Your
Haunting.
companions, one of your companions, did call out a suggestion.
Wait, what? What is this suggestion?
They had called for you to do the 3-action heal widespread.
I can't.
Because she
Er,
moved.
no, it's because I'm a spontaneous caster.
Which means you have spell slots.
Yeah,
You,
you can cast it
you can,
again.
yep.
Wait, I thought I could only cast things at level 2.
No,
Well,
so
you're already at using the level 2 one.
So to explain, as a spontaneous caster, you have a number of spells you can cast per day. At your level, you have 3 first level spells and 3 second level spells. So those second level spells can be any spell that you're able to cast at third level. You could do it for 3 heals in a day if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's prepared casters that have to choose what they're going to be beforehand. So if you were a wizard, for instance, and you slotted in like fireball and only one of them, you could only cast 1 fireball a day. But if you're an
Gotcha.
oracle, you can use that as many times as you wanted per day, as long as you have a spell slot for it.
Okay, so how do I do this against the undead?
Just click the 3-action heal.
Okay.
Da-da-da. And then you can place the 30-foot emanation if you want. Or let me do that for you, it's easier.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh,
There you go.
okay.
That's the area. So you can click healing and everyone in that area will be healed by that much, which is Rook and Muddy. You both heal 15. That's a good roll.
And yourself.
Yeah, and yourself, yeah.
And also, these undead things might take some damage.
Well,
They will once I make their fortitude saving throws. Da-da-da-da. Oh, he fails. Suffers 15 damage. The other one. Whew, super
Yes.
fails. Takes double damage.
yes.
Poofs. And this newly spawned one also makes a saving throw. Succeeds, so he suffers half damage. Mm-hmm.
No HP bar?
Should have an HP bar. Sorry for that.
I'm out of spells.
Alright. Lady Leewood, you're out of spells, but one of the shadows have been dissipated. You filled with so much positive energy, so much joy and laughter that it explodes and vanishes into a blood spatter, apparently. That's going to be your turn. Rook, you're up. While I figure out if this thing has anything else to give to you guys. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna step on over.
Still going at it.
Gonna try and predict.
I'll be right back.
Where you are, you're not flanking anything with anyone.
Oh, in that case, let me take that back. I am not gonna predict. I'm going to feint.
All right. Target the creature that you're fainting and make a deception DC, or just click that little deception button in the chat.
That is a success. This thing is flat-footed.
All right, it is.
At least against this one attack I'm about to shove in its face.
That'll be a 27. Hold on, you started rolling things.
Ew, how did I do things?
That would make it. Yeah, that's not a critical hit by 1.
It's
3.
not,
True.
and my sneaky dice apparently just automatically vanished.
Well, sneak does nothing anyways because they're immune to precision damage. Suffers no damage.
That's unfortunate. I did all that for nothing.
That's all of your turn. Move, feint, and attack.
That is everything.
All right. Okay, so top of the round, we're up to that other shadow. Let me just take a moment to double check one rule because it's important. Namely, this new shadow that has been summoned is under the command of the other one, as the description says. But now that the original one is gone, I don't know if it remains or if it remains but is going to do nothing because there's nobody there to command it. Da, 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 da. Yeah, apparently the consensus is that they're a new entity altogether. So they are a creature in their own right. Except that they're clumsy too, which reduces their AC by a lot, I believe. Reduces something. In any case, that's the other creature's turn now. It's going to keep attacking you, Muddy Oasis. You're a delicious target. And it crits.
Oh boy.
For 24 negative damage. And yet once again it steals your shadow, which makes you enfeebled 4. You cannot be more enfeebled than this. Since it can't steal your shadow anymore, now it's going to start targeting Larkrid. Why not? So second and last attack of the round onto you, Larkrid. That's a fancy 7, also known as a miss. And your turn is up, Larkrid. What do?
I guess I'll do one double attack and then give me a moment.
All right. Boy.
Well, that's fat load of nothing. So, following through what I was going to say. Damage? What?
No, that's not damage. That's just to see who gets a new hero point, and that is Rook.
Yeah, I get hero point.
I forget you keep rolling for that. So what are you doing, Larkrid?
I'm using my healer gloves on Muddy.
Oh, okay. So, Muddy, you heal 16 hit points. Yay. And speaking of which, it's your turn now.
Oh boy, Muddy's looking a little emaciated.
Oh yeah. Your muscles don't bulge anymore.
No, not quite. Not that you could tell under the armor, but still. I guess in lieu of trying to make any attacks work, we're gonna take Lady Laywood's
Roach.
approach here, yeah, and we're gonna do a 3-action heal.
Have at you. Neat. So Lady Laywood and Muddy Oasis, both of you heal 12 hit points. Please apply the healing. And the shadows don't make fortitude saves. The first fails. Suffers 12 points of damage, which slays it. Lucky you.
Huh.
The other one makes a save. And makes it, so it suffers half damage. Which is 6. And it's still there. And that's your whole turn, it would seem.
It sure is.
Alright. So you can delete that emanation there, and now
Remind me
it's
how to do that.
go into measure tools, then hover over the center of your area and press delete when your measurement thing lights up. There you go. Alright, the newly spawned shadow finally gets its turn. It's its first moment of existence in this world, being spawned from Muddy, who no longer has a shadow. And it turns to you, Rook, and is going to attempt to do harmful things to you.
Okay, I'm going to nimble dodge at least one of these attacks.
Okay, let me see which one of these would do it. The first would be a 25.
That's
No nimble
not
dodge is
gonna.
going to help that.
Yep.
So it'll damage you. For 12 negative. It shall steal your shadow.
I thought this one couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're so clever. Thank you for the reminder. So no, it doesn't steal your shadow, it's just going to attack 3 times. Shadows are dumb, they don't know what they're doing. And they're also not particularly great at hitting either, so the second and third attack misses you completely, Rook. Now it's Lady Laywood. What are you doing?
This one seems weaker.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. Let's see. What do we have here? We have spells. Admonishing Raby. You know what? Moonbeam. She's gonna moonbeam it.
That's super duper fair. Target it and attack it.
Yep.
I think its AC is also lower because it's clumsy. It's easier to hit.
Oh my gosh.
But nay, if you have a hero point, now's the time to use it if you want to.
You know what?
That'll
Okay.
hit. If it was flat-footed, it would have been even a critical, but nay. So that'll hit. It'll suffer 2 points of damage. And dazzled for 1 round. All these spells and other effects. So fun.
Oh yeah, since my curse adds enfeebled, does it like increase my enfeebled level or
It does, yeah.
okay.
So it should be now enfeebled 3, except that it won't do the thing. It won't spawn another.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. And you have one last action. What are you doing?
Oh, she'll just go, that's all I can do for now.
Okay. All right, Rook.
I'm gonna sidestep over so I can get that flanking going on for whatever good it's gonna do, because extra damage doesn't seem to be doing much.
It is flat-footed Chiyu. That'll hit.
Oh,
4,
here's the
10.
precision dice. Didn't happen last time for whatever reason.
Because the creature wasn't considered flat-footed because it didn't toggle it, but also precision damage does nothing. They're immune to that. All right, that's your second action. You hit for 2 damage. What else?
Gonna just roll it again.
That hits. Yet again. For a wee bit more damage now. 3 points of damage. And that's your turn. Remind me again, does a sneak attack happens every time you attack, or is it just once in a turn?
Every attack that's not magical.
Okay.
You need a feat for magical, and the magical version
Oh,
will
yeah,
only
I'll be right back.
affect one of the hits.
All right. Larkrid, you're up. 5th round in combat.
I really didn't have anything planned for this round. I was going to, but I have a funny idea. I'm going to go around and tackle it.
Tackle it.
Let's see if this will work.
There's a scene from the really old Scooby-Doo series that comes to mind. I think you're just gonna go straight through and comically land on your butt on the other side.
Yeah, that's the hope. If this doesn't work.
There you go. Target it and make the athletics check. Sorry. You did not target. I think you had it targeted, but then you untargeted it.
Ah!
42 DC, that would be, for this creature, 18, so that's a success. Your opponent is grabbed. And gets all of the conditions that comes along with that.
How am I grabbing Shadow?
It's slippery. It's like trying to hold on to an umbrella on a really windy day. It tries to pull off very, very strongly, but you are grappling it somehow, holding
Well,
this ghost by the sheets.
well, I guess I'll try to do my double attack. Well, without Hunted Prey.
Yep.
Oops, that's actually wrong. I have to do the second.
I'll just take 5 off of that. 20 would hit, or take 4 out of that. 21 will hit. 13 will miss. 4 deals no damage. But the thing is grappled for now, and immobilized and all the other things, which I imagine should do wonderful things to it. Muddy, Oasis, you're up.
Wow, this thing just has all the conditions on it, doesn't
All of the debuffs.
it? I will take advantage of that.
Please do.
All right, so we will do, using my second focus point, Weapon Surge, which didn't
There you
get
go.
removed from the last time I was on here.
You didn't make any melee attacks, I don't think.
Well, it's supposed to only last one round.
Yeah, fair enough.
And And that puts my curse at moderate. And then, I'm sorry, Dispel Weapon for force damage.
I need to be sorry.
No, it's just a lot of clicking with this character.
Oh, I know. Imagine doing that on paper.
Oh my god, I know. Okay, first strike with my enfeebled ass.
Coach down.
That's terrible.
You missed by 5, alas.
Well, it's funny because it loses like its its AC is reduced by the same amount as my enfeebled.
Oh, there you go.
I would have missed anyway. All right, let's see what happens here.
That just hits.
Okay, that hits. All right.
For 11 magical damage, of which it suffers 6.
Cool.
Exclusively the force damage, that is.
Yeah, I was about to say, and that's about all I can do.
It's
Alright.
almost dead. Come on.
Now the Shadow is going to keep attacking Rook. Is it a... No, it's attacking you, Larkrid, since you're grappling it. It seems to change target and attacks, and you can see that there's not much of a mentality going on. There's just absolute hatred for the living behind this creature's actions, which is why they have not been super tactful in their combat choices, even though they hit super duper hard. Why 2 dices? What happened? Oh yeah, it succeeds on its flat check to attack you, and hits with a 26. So, Larkrid, you suffer this much negative damage. 9. Tries to attack you again. But it's dazzled, so it can't even do that. Then tries one last time. Look at these rolls. It critically misses, despite the dazzle. And that's its turn. At the end of its turn, it loses the dazzled from Moonbeam. And that's it. Lady Leewood, wherever you are, it's your turn.
Yep. Okay.
Slowly but surely, you're killing this thing.
Yeah. She'll cast Admonishing Ray.
All right. Make your attack roll. That'll hit. Roll for damage.
Damage. 5.
5 bludgeoning,
Nope.
of which it reduces all. At this point, Lady Leewood, you have tried pretty much everything, so you're absolutely sure now that it resists damage unless that damage is force positive or ghost touch.
Gotcha.
So that's your 2 actions. Third action, what are you doing?
She's gonna sit there and watch.
Okay. Wait and see.
Yeah.
Rook.
Okay, so this is taking a long ass time because this thing is resistant to like everything. Muddy is going to use an action to pull that out of his bag.
Thunderstone.
Did you just call Rook Muddy?
Muddy, Rook, words, Ben, who cares?
Hi, Ben.
Benjamin pulls out a Thunderstone.
Yeah, it says strike is +5, which is weird. But yeah, I'm going to try and shove this thing into the shadow.
Yeah, because you are throwing a bomb, particularly, so you have to make an attack roll. A strike +5. Just to see if you hit the target or not.
Oh my god.
However, you miss. So on a miss, it's just going to do splash damage.
Alright, I guess I'll hit this damage button then.
All right. So it will suffer that 2 splash damage, or not actually. But everyone else that is next to it will suffer that 2. So Muddy, Larkrid, and Rook, all of you suffer 2 splash damage.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I now no longer have that Thunderstone. I will, it's not even deafened.
Yeah, but the 3 of you, Muddy, Larkrid, and Rook, have to make that Fortitude saving throw or be deafened. So Larkrid and Rook are deafened until sometime. And Muddy, I need you to make that Fortitude saving throw again as well.
Oh.
Click the fortitude in chat.
Oh boy, yeah, all of you are deafened.
Oh my god.
And I think you have 1 action left, Rook.
I do. It's an action to pull, an action to fail, and then an action to... Oh wait, this counts as a multi-attack now, doesn't it?
It is an attack, yes.
Laywood is just watching this embarrassing fight.
Have at you. 2 damage.
Well, that's all I've got.
Larkrid, you're deafened.
Everyone's just trying to kill this thing. Put it down.
I guess I'll. I'll try to do a lot of attacks.
All right. Just to remind you, if you want to keep grabbing the creature, you have to spend 1 of your actions to do the grab action. Just to keep the grab in place, the grapple in place.
Okay. So another grapple.
You don't even have to roll, you just have to spend an action to keep the grapple going.
Okay, so I just make 2 attacks.
Yep. Oh, that last one hits.
Finally, something.
For 5 damage. Ooh, look at you. And that's it. So you target prey on it and then 2 attacks, right?
Yep.
All right. Muddy. You're deafened. Also, Larkrid, you're no longer deafened.
Muddy got healed.
Please end it. Please.
Oh, what do I have available here? Oh, I have the spell left, so you know it's coming. We're gonna do the 2 action version of this though, so that we can guarantee it goes out onto it.
Look at you. Basic Fortitude save and throw.
Wait, that fucking sucks. What is that?
Why
If
why it's not
failed.
doing the +8?
I think it's because it's heightened. It's a signature spell, but it's not heightening it.
No, it's you were doing the
wait,
2.
no.
You were
It's
trying
only
to do the.
it only does the extra 8 if you're healing a living creature. If you're damaging undead, it does not.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. All right, it suffers 5 points of damage.
Damn.
And
Wait,
it's
Okay.
still there.
Well, that was 2 actions, so
Well, I guess you could do the 1 action version because it's in touch range.
I can't
Boy.
believe you're right. We're gonna do a level 1 touch heal.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
I mean, you still have a third action to do.
Yeah, I know. So this is gonna say healing because it doesn't give me the option to do, for some reason, to do damage on undead on this one, but
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, it works. Or does it? It succeeds. You have true.
just the tiniest little like pew.
It dies. So,
I feel like
buddy.
the DM was just like, let's just hit that over.
Actually, I forgot. I should have clicked the half, but I clicked the normal damage. But anyways, I'll chalk it off to it's your own shadow. You know how to where to touch to heal yourself.
That
Quote
sounds so
unquote.
wrong.
Just walk up and just fondle its butthole a little.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Muddy's a top.
Oh no.
Your shadow dissipates with a low, long, ghastly moan, and it vanishes. And as it does, you realize that there's no more undead, evil creatures around you trying to take away your life force. Your shadow returns to you, Muddy, although you're still enfeebled. All of you are still enfeebled, but combat is over.
Muddy's armor looks like it's fitting a little loose on him now.
For 4 hours.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was really embarrassing.
I agree. That could have been a lot better.
Why can't you talk?
I don't know. The tree ringed in my head. And now I understand. Language.
Yeah, if only we should have been so lucky.
Would Rook be able to like make an Arcana check here to maybe understand what's going on?
Going off of what Lady Leywood and Larkwood had rolled previously on their check, like they said, scholars universally disagree on what exactly is the effect of ringing one of these chime trees, but it does discharge some manner of mental psychic resonance energy around a certain area, and people and things around that certain area can manifest all kinds of mental things. Some people have reported having headaches, some people have reported feeling smarter.
So this tree is just full of random whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
the
I-
absolute randomest of BS.
Because I definitely suffered a headache there, and now we have a talking horse. And I'm going to assume his name isn't Mr. Ed.
I don't particularly have a name. Never
Uh,
crossed my head to have one.
Larkrid, this your horse.
His name is now Kerr.
Lore,
Why isn't it pinning the
Lore.
K?
Come again? What's the name? Core?
Yeah, opposite of Rook.
All right. All right.
Hey,
Well, thank you for not letting me die yesterday.
Yeah, you should have ran for safety.
I did.
hey, Core. You like Night Night? And Rook will point to his own horse.
They're all very friendly. Yes, I like them.
Okay, I happy.
Shall we waste no more time here?
Yeah, let's go. Tree give me headache.
All right. So with that out of the way, you guys depart. Keep on traveling down the road up to a point where you take the night off to rest. So does your horses. Um, Specifically Muddy, who was fatigued, he gets to rest. Actually, no, this was still the day in which we rolled the fortitude for the horses. So yeah, your horse Muddy is tired. The other horses are okay, and now Core is sentient, quote unquote.
That
Or
is a
rather,
permanent ability. I love it.
yep,
Question
yeah,
mark.
does not seems to the effect doesn't seem to end. Core just now seems to be able to talk and understand the world around him with some sentience that no horse should have the right to. You guys think?
Well,
So,
now if we get in danger, Core can help keep horses calm and safe.
I don't know that I can help them with that.
We at least ask you to wait over there with horses in case danger.
I'll try my best.
You're good, horsey.
I try. You feed me well. And also, doing otherwise would endanger my life.
You
Our
still good,
lives are
horsey.
in danger.
So, all of you guys set up camp and start resting for the evening, I suppose. And you're going to do travel the following day. Correct?
Yes, I think we'd also said we want to try and go that extra mile and a half, even if Muddy's horse is a little tired.
This is the extra day, by the way. So,
Probably just
alright,
carrying him along at that point.
yeah, today is the slow day. So, there is more rain. You guys will once again fatigue in half the time.
So we have to go half the mileage anyway.
Yep, you will travel for 16 hours today, or rather, 16 miles today. Not as much as you'd hoped, but likely or not, the rain doesn't help. The horses are feeling miserable. It's just the shittiest of days to travel across the land. But otherwise, you're feeling confident. You uh, throughout the day as you walk, uh, taking a lot of time between each hour to rest under the cover of the lonely tree that you find here or there, and going on. You do meet some travelers on the road, none of which are particularly interesting, and none of which care to stand still in the middle of the rain to converse. But you start seeing more friendly faces as you go on. Not everyone is going all the way to Poil, but some people are just traveling halfway across the road to check on this or that. Some things that are in the distance, because after all, following the road, you are also following alongside the river, and there are interesting things for the locals to see or get to. But otherwise, that's about it. Nothing particularly interesting happens today, other than the fact that um, Core does take up an interest in talking to some of you.
And we can do a little bit of healing.
Yes, and all of you click the rest button, recover all of your spell slots. Due to the day not being particularly dangerous at all, you just heal all of your hit points. You're good.
Can I do some medicine checks to finish up our two?
No, you guys can just full up your hit points.
Yeah, we didn't leave that battle very damaged.
Yeah. So
Then Why does Lady still have her status effects?
Oh, I should.
Remove them all. But that's alright. Yeah, at the end of the day, all of you are recovered from your status effects. None of you are enfeebled anymore. Rook, you're no longer deafened. In fact, you were deafened for just one round. And you're all good to go. The evening comes by. You set up camp yet again. Doing the best you can to take cover from the rain. Setting up your camp and sleeping under the moonlight sky. Because unless you guys want to do something very specific during this day, this rainy day.
Unless any of us are crafting or doing anything at night. Crafting can be done over many days.
Yeah. Is there something you're taking the time to craft over and over, or throughout
Nope.
this?
Unless someone wants a striking rune across a week or
I mean,
many days.
yeah, if you had started when you departed, it would be done tomorrow evening. But that's up
Well,
to you guys.
I mean, I can still start on one and then just keep doing until it's free.
I mean, if you're offering a rune, I wouldn't mind that going on the bow I just got.
Sure, I can start working on stuff, something.
All right. Actually, no. That
Oh,
it's only 4 days for crafting.
also I would have to pay a half up front, so probably not yet.
Fair enough. So nobody's doing nothing for now, and unless Muddy, Lady Leywood are doing something else during the day or the evening.
She just wants to get to the city.
All right. Muddy.
Nope.
Okay. So you set up camp, rest for the evening, and the morning comes by. On the morning of the following day, all of you guys feel weird. You feel a certain. You feel something within you that seems to make you sick and ill, and you're not entirely sure if it is from the rain or not. But those of you who have been paying attention to time know that it has been 1 week since you started your travel, at which point all of you are doomed to now. You don't need to set up the condition, but you know, one of your 3 weeks have gone by already. At the
Yep.
start of the 7th, 80th day. So, for today, the weather is rather okay. Thankfully, all of you have clothing to protect you from the elements, and the horses don't seem particularly perturbed by the cold so long as they're moving around. They are not super happy, though, with the cold, but they're still going around, alright. Um, so you're hustling today, I imagine, towards Shanghua?
And today is a hustle day.
Alright. So, there's 17.5 miles to Shanghua. You do your bit of hustling. Since there's no precipitation at all, you just make a mad dash there, and by noonish, around lunchtime, noon, 1 in the afternoon, you arrive in the city of Shanghua, and you can immediately tell just how different Shanghua is from Châteaubeau, Bolzoy, and Poil. This is an actual city, whereas everything else was villages and hamlets up until now. This is a large town. There's a lot of people on the streets, people going back and forth, doing business with one another, and just it's a much more lively city. And um, lo and behold, as you're striding into town, you do see there's a statue of Pasperon in the center of town with a neat little fountain around it. And um, Thor, despite his excitement, seems to keep quiet. He seems to recognize that a talking horse in a town would not be good, particularly for all of you, so he keeps quiet and less talked to. But otherwise, you have arrived to Shanqua.
Okay, so if I can manage to scrounge us up at least 17 more gold, if somebody could get us 11, we can teleport from here to Bougie, cutting a lot of time out of our trip.
So we are in a city. Would Rook be able to use some underworld lore to see if there's any people that might not need their lives anymore for some coin?
By which you mean spend the day um, earning income.
Yeah, specifically trying to earn that 11 gold that Lady Laywood is asking for.
Or considering the way he said, he sounds like he wants to grab a full ass job on the side.
Yeah, because people pay really good for assassin work.
That's
Boy,
me.
do I! Don't I know that? Assassin work is not particularly easy to come by, but after all, you are in Linia, and you do remember what with Lady Laywood and Larkrid, I think, had told you guys about Linia. It's where Eaglebeth is widely worshipped, and where practice of necromancy is more or less kind of widespread. So while people aren't particularly keen on murdering their neighbors, some people are keen on finding fresh bodies for their necromantic experiments. The iffy but about that, however, is that you can try and earn income. However, you're going to be rolling against level 10, which increases the DC by a lot. Because murdering someone and not getting caught rather is rather inconvenient, so to speak.
Would I get any kind of bonuses to that because I can go invisible whenever I damn well please?
Uh, I'll give you the ability to turn a critical failure into just a failure.
Okay.
But that's considering that you're going to spend the rest of the day in town doing just that.
Well, it's a bit of a gamble, but if we do get enough gold from all of this, we don't have to worry about traveling quite as far. So,
If we don't get the gold here, then we'll have to travel to Kwa, then teleport.
gotta do what we gotta do.
So does anyone else wants to also try and spend the day earning income? Are you taking the day off to earn income, that is?
Might as well to save time.
Yeah, hopefully between all of us we'll be able to get enough gold to, teleport away.
So we only need 17 more.
Supposedly.
Laywood can get us 17 right now.
So I mean, is that just from? Is that accounting for how much money the whole party has, or just Laywood?
We just need 11 more to get to Bougie.
For the whole party.
Yeah, between the whole party, because Laywood is going to get us 17 by selling something.
Okay, how much was it to teleport?
6 silver per mile.
7 silver per mile.
7 silver per mile.
I've done the math.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is because I have 17 gold on me.
Oh no,
So
I did the math between like all the parties' gold
Okay.
compared to because I know we have 77 gold in total. We cleared that up last session.
all right, so it's 150 miles to Bougie if you're teleporting.
Yep.
So that'll be 105 gold total.
If we
So-
have 77, we only need 23. Wait, 28, excuse me.
Yes. So if Lady Leywood gets 17, then that means 11.
Well, in short, you guys are spending the day trying to do stuff to earn income, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because clearly you don't have the money right now. And you're selling anything?
Yeah, she's gonna try and sell her wait, no, that's her robes she got.
The robe of Elvenkind?
No, the, the I don't know how
Wilmer
to word it.
Weaver
Yeah,
robe.
the weave
Alright,
robes.
fair enough.
So like half of that is 17.5.
Okay, so
Although she wants to make a deal. Uh she wants to see if they could hold on to that for like 4 weeks and then she'll return to buy it back again.
I mean, it's just selling as it is, but
Yeah. She wants them to do her a favor because she wants to keep those robes.
I don't know about that, but let's see. So, if you are all, is the consensus that everyone is taking time to earn income, right?
Yes, because between all of us, we can hopefully get 11 gold today.
Okay.
That seems doubtful.
Does seem doubtful, but Rook has ways that hopefully murdering someone will get him some gold. Not that
Okay,
everyone
alright.
knows that he's going to murder someone.
So, Rook, you are going to go ahead and run your. I don't know what to call this. Either stealth or thievery, let me think. I'll say thievery, why not?
Okay, do I do that through the earn income button?
Yes, earn income 1 day, level 10. Muddy Oasis, what exactly are you doing in town to try and earn money? Earn income, rather.
Oh, that's a good question.
Just to see what skill we use and what level we set it at.
Wait, how do I sell something from the menu?
You don't. You
I
tell
don't-
me and I'll tell you how it goes.
I don't have anywhere to add my feet for the.
The specialty crafting?
Yeah, it's just a bonus to crafting.
I got exactly the same roll.
That
I'll
you
give you a
did.
hero point, I guess.
That was with a hero point.
I don't think I'm allowed to use more than 1 hero point per roll.
Ah,
Yeah, you're not. What did you say, Lagrid?
not sure how the earn income macro will let me do the specialty crafting for a slight bonus.
Da-da-da-da. You just... We'll just apply chew the roll, I suppose. Or you just go in your
Oh wait,
in your.
there's a button for it now. Now it appears.
There you go. All right.
Yay, half a gold.
So you get half a gold. Rook, you do kill someone, but you're caught, and you have to bribe off the guards of Shanghua to, not get jailed. So you actually only get 7 silver pieces.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Whereas had you succeeded, you would get 5. But hey, you failed. Most of the earned money went into bribery. Muddy, what are you doing again?
There's really only one thing that applies here, which would be athletics.
All right. So Shanghua has a lot of people needing things moved from place A to place B. The difference being place A and place B are across the street or across town or towards a neighboring city like Kwa. If you guys' intentions are to teleport, you're probably not going to take it to Kwa. But if your intention is to carry stuff around from one end to the city to the next, the level varies. So you can choose to roll at any level between 1 and 8 for your earn income with athletics. The higher the level, the better the rewards, but the higher the DC. So use the earn income macro, choose a level between 1 and 8, and roll with athletics.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Did you get all that?
I think I did, because my next question was about to be what to click on the level drop down. And it's just for one day, right?
Yeah, just one day.
Okay. Well, go hard or go home. We're going to do 6, I guess. See how far that gets me.
Do your worst.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, if you have your hero points, which I don't think you have, you could reroll that.
Yeah, I
But-
don't have any.
Now as for you, Lady Leywood, because you're trying to sell stuff and whatever else, I'll say you're going to roll the earn income macro, except you are going to use diplomacy.
Wait, I'm going to do earn income for this?
Yes, because I want to streamline everything just to make it simple. So, do you remember how to get to the earn income macro?
Yeah, I have it in my hotbar, but it's saying you must select at least one
Please
piece.
select your token. Your tokens are to the right side of the screen,
Oh, okay.
of the map rather.
Okay, got it.
Over there in the ocean, drowning. Select your token and roll earn income for one day using diplomacy. And I'll let you choose where exactly you're trying to sell that.
She's trying to sell it. She's going to try to sell it at like possibly a clothing store.
Alright, roll at level 4 then. This is still magic clothing.
Oh, God.
That's a failure. So, I will say that you get to sell it for half the price and 1 silver on top of that, just for good measure, why not?
Okay. All right. Well, at least she gets to sell it.
Yep. So you sell it for 12 gold, 6 silver.
But 12 gold.
Yeah, that's half of 25, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm dumb. Okay.
So 12 gold, 6 silver. Delete the robe, add that money to your accounting. Everyone should have added to your character sheets the money from your earn income rolls. I hope.
If you use the macro, it's already added to you, I believe.
Oh, good.
So I believe lady's the exception.
Yeah. Um, and as such, the day goes by. Rook gets a hero point. I added to you already. At the end of at the beginning of this hour in real life. And well, I suppose you're staying the night here and trying to save as much money as you are. I don't think you're going to be staying at a tavern or anything like that.
No.
Probably not.
Fair enough.
Would you like us to do survival roles for hunting and gathering?
Nah. You're next to a city. You have the means to get by.
Okay, well, at least we have enough money to get to Bougie from Kwa.
So, are you going to be traveling then the following day, or are you going to try and stay in town and earn more income?
We lady's suggesting we head straight to Kwa.
Okay. Not a whole lot of money to be made on the road, but you do get to shorten the distance, the travel time, and the money spent on travel, on teleportation rather. Which is fair. So, from is that what the party is doing? Just traveling from Shanghua to Kwa?
Well-
Considering how little we earned, that's probably our only option.
All right.
Yeah, probably. Unless you allow Rook to do some quick thievery, not the whole day, just enough.
No.
Yeah, I didn't
It
think
has to be
so.
the whole day.
Oh well.
All right. So, thankfully, there are plenty of people traveling around in this road, so you don't have to be nearly as careful, and you can put the pedal to the metal a little bit harder on the horses. And it's 30 miles between Shanghua and Kwa, so on your horses you would get there before the day is even out. The horses had plenty of time to rest. So at the end of the following day, you get to Kwa. Still a large town, uh, much like Shanghua, except that you see that here the population is slightly more diverse. You start to see more elves and more humans. Although the elves and the humans, they are dressed up like nobody's business. They're wearing heavy coats and so because the temperature here is fluctuating into the low ends of the scales. But that's about it. So you arrive in Kwa. It's about 5:45 in the evening, and there you are. What are you doing?
Okay, if we divide the gold up from what from what we have left after spending it on teleporting, we will have about 2 gold left. So we could split that among each other.
I feel though it's our only option. We didn't make enough in Shanquan to make up for the lost time.
Nope. Rook got himself into some big trouble.
Yeah, what about that rook?
I try make people happy. Some people don't like that. I don't know. I'd be careful
Well,
next time.
shall we take take the teleport?
We have enough to teleport Quatabuji.
We should.
Yes, teleport. Save lots of time.
All right. So Kwa also has a statue of Pasperon in there. The statue is different. The pose, the expression, the general atmosphere of the statue altogether is different. But all of them are similar in that they depict Pasperon, the goddess, mostly looking very jovial and very happy, just super pleased to be there. Even though this is just a statue, a facsimile of what she was in life, hundreds of years ago, it still looks like she was just the happiest person you could ever see in your life. So, all of you gather around the statue of Pasperon, I suppose. And a priest of Pasperon comes by to noticing that you're trying to wrap your heads around the whole how does teleporting works. They explain it to you. In short, there's several ifs and buts and howevers. The first being that it is essentially a small ritual that someone has to perform. However, this person must be good of heart, which is to say, good aligned creatures only, who can actually perform the ritual. And then, on top of that, it's a maximum of 8 persons who can do this. Everyone standing in a circle around the statue, holding hands or what have you. That's going to be slightly tricky to do with the horses, but it would seem Core, thankfully, is there to try and coordinate with the horses for whatever you're about to do. He's not entirely sure, but it seems to grasp the concept of teleportation despite acquiring sentience just a few days ago. Haha, coordinating. And after that, the priest of Pasperon just pretty much explains to you all what are how to go about doing this. You all stand in a circle, at least 3 creatures up to 8, holding hands or appendages, and you say a small prayer to Pasperon, asking her to bring you to city blank in safety and expediency. And that's pretty much it. Then you offer the money, throw it all into the fountain, and it'll be absorbed / converted, and then you get to go to the place you want to go. Simple as that.
Yay.
So the question is, you're going to Bougie, right?
All right.
According to my calculations, that'll be 84 gold. That's
Should have 89.
120 miles between places. Converted and yada yada yada. That's going to be 84 gold. And I suppose the only creature in this party that is good of heart is Muddy.
Am I really the only good aligned character?
Lo and behold, you are.
Wow.
Were it not for you, you wouldn't be able to teleport.
Yeah.
I seem to be neutral, like true neutral. I thought I had put myself at chaotic neutral at most, but okay.
And the horses have, well, the one horse has a core, has acquired sentience not too shortly ago, and so far has just been overwhelmed by being smart. He hasn't properly made up his mind about what his alignment is yet.
His alignment is feed me.
Until now, yeah. Give him some books and then, oh boy, he'll be all over the place. But all of you collectively, or rather Muddy, you utter the prayers, toss most of your money, almost all of your money, into the fountain. The water starts to shine very brightly as the money that you have thrown in starts to dissolve. And as it does, this light from the fountain, you see that the water starts to overflow, and this overflowing water uh, starts running up to your guys' feet. But it doesn't feel soggy or wet where you're standing at, where you're stepping. It just feels rather that the cobblestone that you're stepping on feels incredibly slick and just the most optimal performance road you have ever been onto. And these flowing water, they start to rise up, forming a slight, somewhat translucent wall all around you, and it rises up until it encompasses the entirety of the party and the horses in a dome, closing all of you in with the statue. And Corb does his best to keep the other horses from panicking. And then the world around you that you can see beyond the water walls that is somewhat translucent, it starts to kind of blur, fade in and out a little bit, but slowly but surely you start to see that the whole everything changes. The scenery becomes brighter and greener. Some of the buildings also, they seem to become taller or shorter. Everything around you outside of these water walls changes, although it's blurry enough that you can't quite precisely tell what is changing, but you can tell you are changing environments. And eventually, whenever the ritual is complete, Muddy finishes with the last of the prayers. This wall of water dissipates, just kind of bursting into sparkling water in the air that just very gently rains on top of you guys. And when you look around, you are no longer in Kwa, and the entire city that you're in is absolutely different. You assume correctly that you are in Bougie.
Oh, good.
Having cut a lot of time from your travel. Although you are now officially poor.
We will be rich once we get back to Holland.
Maybe fight more highway robber people and rob them instead.
We can also sell our random potions too.
That is true.
I have giant centipede venom and 1 elixir of life. And 1 booze.
Like, what is Money gonna do with this silver shine? Make his other dagger pretty?
But dagger need be pretty when go inside someone.
Does it now?
Yeah, prettier it is, it gets prettier when you clean it after, you know?
I'm not gonna question it.
I'm questioning your logic, but look, I doubt we have enough to teleport down to the next city.
No. Too much time. Probably need like 50 gold, maybe? Maybe less. No time.
I can still sell it my dagger. But that's just 50 gold.
Yeah, there's still a lot of road between here and there. Best keep that on you.
Yes.
Well, the matter is, selling the dagger is precisely that, so you teleport there, so you don't need to be on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's more road between the places we teleport to.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, am I understanding correctly? You're going to stay the night and then start traveling to Mergen now, or rather to Hollin.
Yep.
Oh, is this the end of the day? Yeah, because we traveled to Quan first. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, if it's the end of the day, either we move or we do a little rest.
All right. So, it is the end of the day. All of you find a quiet spot somewhere, somehow, to rest. Find some food off of wherever to make do for the night, and get up early in the next morning. It is the 18th of Share. You have up until the 30th to arrive there. However, all of you do your calculations. If it doesn't rain and you keep a regular pace, you'll be in Holland within the end of a week. You
About
are
5 or 6 days.
yeah. About 6 days. You will arrive at the end of the 6th day in Holland. If you keep a regular pace, so not hustling, and if you travel 8 hours per day every day, and if it doesn't rain. But as things are, you're almost out of Linia where weird shit happens, and you're 2 or 3 cities away from Holland. Things are looking good. You're pretty much in the home stretch now. You have about a week of travel left before you arrive in Holland.
I say we hustle and slow, like before.
Yeah. That plan worked before.
Let's get a move on.
All right. So now, I'll just ask the resident ranger to give me 1, 2, 3. Two survival checks, just to see if you guys find food on the road, or otherwise you won't have rations for the last stretch, because I also don't think I have money.
We got rations.
Yeah, but not for a whole week. Or do
Rook
you?
brought made sure to have 3 weeks worth of rations total.
Yeah, I got 3 total rations, although some of the third team.
Yeah, I haven't been ticking them off, but I definitely had 3 weeks worth. I've ticked off a couple, not all of them.
Oh, then
Yeah,
never mind.
I've been forgetting to take off rations.
Sure. Well, I'll just bullshit my way into saying that the horses also consume some of your rations, mostly because you are forcing them into pushing themselves, so they need more caloric intake to go the extra mile. But essentially, splitting your rations with some of the scavenging that Larkry does around in the road between Bougie and Holland, there doesn't seem like there's any more dangers. You have left cold, the cold climates of Linia of the Northern Kingdom, the northernmost kingdom even. And once you enter Solfac, the mountains west of you, they mostly seem to block some of the wind and the colder atmosphere, which makes the travel much more bearable, both for you and the horses. It still gets a little bit colder here and there, but not as cold as it would get in Linia. To the point that you even start traveling without your winter clothes, I would say. And lo and behold, thankfully, nothing else happens as you travel down to Holland. You're extensively out of dangerous areas, so to speak. So, much like I said,
Delete our rations. All of them.
Yes. Yes. A You wake up the previous day before you get to hauling, um, camping on the road. You feel once again that tugging at your life's force, and you know that yet another week, the second week has gone by, and you're doomed tree. But now you're much less worried about getting to Holland because you're one day away. Absolutely nothing can go wrong at this point in time. And lo and behold, in the evening of the following day, you get to Holland. Finally, after a lengthy travel between kingdoms, you make your way back to where the adventure had started, to where all of you met, to where you started this whole little adventure, this whole endeavor, this whole, well, misadventure even. Once you get in Holland, though, a curious sight strikes you. The city is Holland. You have been here before. Is a somewhat large city, not the largest by far, but it's a pretty large city. And in Holland, you notice that there's just an absolute huge amount of people that are just out in the streets. The city is packed with people. And whenever you get there, you realize that there's a lot of people that are not even from here, not even from Holland, not even from Sofak. There's just a lot of people here, and they're all looking kind of anxious and confused. Several people stop you as you start to make your way towards the tower, and some of them ask you questions along the lines of, "Do you know how long it's going to take?" or "Are you here also because of the talk of a curse?" or stuff like that. You get the sense that during your absence, a lot of people has been recalled to Holland, and you do see that near the center of town, near next to the statue of Pasperon, uh, you meet again old Spruce, who's looking kind of withered. It seems like he's been spending a lot of time just trying to figure out some fix to the curse, and has been gathering all kinds of people. And the closer you get to the tower, you start to see louder and louder murmurs of people trying to make heads or tails of what the hell is going on. Until eventually you find a familiar face next to an unfamiliar face. You find Kieran Pitakos, the centaur lawyer that was your employer, or your employer's lawyer, but pretty much the person who brokered the contract and the deal with you all. And you look at him, and he looks back at you all, and you see a smile on his face, and he sees pleased to see you back, but also slightly confused that you're coming from just around and not from the tower itself. And next to him, you see a tall hobgoblin, but this hobgoblin, he's wearing very formal clothes, unlike the marauders that you fought on the road in Lignia. And this hobgoblin also looks at all of you with his brows furrowed, and you see that there's like a lot of other people here with these hobgoblin, and all of them look like scholars and academics and guards, officials of some kind. Kieran, the centaur, welcomes you all. Hello, you have returned after, well, quite a while. We were slightly concerned. Did you figure something out?
Eh,
We were teleported all the way to Chateau.
yeah, tower was fucky.
At the bow, where is that?
It's
And the
all
hobgoblin, the hobgoblin that's next to him immediately just goes off. Of the coast of Linia. But why there?
Other person who does voice, Tower's supposed to kill us right away, but she did thing. We go to Chateau, and we maybe can do a thing. We don't know. It might work.
Yes, supposedly taking this orb back to the tower will lift the curse.
Rook will cast Produce Orb.
I pull out the orb from our backpacks.
Larkgrid has Produce Orb.
Sure. So Larkrid, you pull out the orb, and the hobgoblin kind of scratches his chin looking at it. Huh. Well, that's rather odd. But if this will solve the curse, and I'm glad you made your way back here from Chateau. That's... Hold on. And he does some mental mathematics in his head. You got here awfully fast.
Oh, we do Pasperone statue teleporty thing from Qua
From Qua.
to Bougie.
Well, you
Yes.
did. That's a lot of traveling. Well, regardless, I'm really thankful for your expediency in getting back here. Kieran, if you will. And the centaur nods. Very well, let's go back inside the tower and I think I understand now what that's about. You see, when you left, in the main chamber of the tower, a pedestal appeared, but we were unsure of what it would do. It's just there now. Come on, and see for yourselves. And the centaur leads you guys back in. And inside the tower now, you see that there's some other scholars that are dressing in a similar uniform to that the hobgoblin is wearing. And they're looking at the pedestal. There's plenty of books all over the place. Someone has moved in a table, and there's also all kinds of scrolls and books in there. These scholars are going hardcore trying to figure this thing out. And you see there in a corner there's a chair, and slumped over that chair, just dead asleep, is your employer Hasteron, who's along those other people. And indeed, there is something new in the tower, in the center, whereas before there was nothing, just the cobblestone floor, and on the other end, the door that originally led into the dungeon of the Hydra. Now, in the center of this tower, there's a pedestal that wasn't there before. It looks much like the pedestal that was in the treasure room that started the whole curse thing. That pedestal is now there, and at the top of it, there seems to be a place which would fit perfectly an orb, a sphere, from the size of the one that you're carrying.
Rook would like to sneak up to our fabulous employer very quietly. And then, if he hasn't woken up already, scream in his face.
Sure. You just see that Hasteron, he wakes up in a jolt. He kind of pretty much just jumps out of his chair, crawling on the floor, kind of trying to gather himself up as he's just everything he was holding on to him is scattered around. He was kind of slumped in the chair. There was a blanket on top of him, but all of that goes flying. And you can see that under that he was holding on just a single coin purse, and you see that some coins spill out. And he's no longer dressed in the formal attires he was wearing before. He no longer has the bling or, if you will, the drip. Now he has just very common, regular clothes, just a tunic and some pants and shoes. It's definitely not looking as proper and pristine as he was looking before. even less than when you first met him.
What a shame.
So, he immediately, once he wakes up, he looks around, sees all of you back, and you see that his eyes just go wide, a glimmer of hope shining in his desperate eyes. Have you found a solution? Do you have it? Please tell me you do. Please, please, for the love of everything that's holy, please tell me you have got a solution.
Maybe.
I'll take him, maybe, whatever it is. What do I do? What happens now?
You do nothing. Larkrid?
So, Larkrid, this pedestal is not hugely tall, but it's about ish your height. If you stand up on the tip of your toes, you can look at it as if it's level with you and put the orb on top of it without too much issue. It would be like chest height for a regular person, regular height person, that is.
So no one's going to lift me up to help place it?
Larkrid is
looks-
asking
Alright,
for uppies.
All right, uppies.
So through those means, you are lift up, Larkrid, with the sphere in your hand, and you put it on the pedestal, right?
Yes.
All right.
Being
Once you
lifted up
put,
by the null.
sure. Once you put this, you're about to go to put the sphere in the pedestal, and you see that everyone around you just takes a healthy step back. All of these colors in the room. Kieran also seems to take a few steps back. The hobgoblin official looking person also takes a step back. Some of the other scholars that are more magically inclined, they also immediately just start chanting and casting protective spells. You just see shields going up all over the place. Everyone's unsure about what's going to happen, but everyone just starts taking precautions. You put the orb in the pedestal, and as soon as you do, there's just this immense jolt of energy that just is released in an explosion, a burst that just sends you and Muddy flying back. Everyone is pushed back, all of you that are incredibly close to the pedestal. As the shockwave kind of goes out into the walls of the tower and goes up. And as this shockwave goes up, all of you see something that apparently was there all along, but you could never see before. Fused with the stone of the upper floors of the tower, or the upper heights, because there's no floors particularly, but like some 20-30 feet up high in the tower, fused with the stones, you can see this humanoid body just absolutely decayed and weathered, just horrifyingly looking. But you see what appears to be a humanoid, and this humanoid looks like a very distant relative from Hasteron, your employer. You see this humanoid there, and he looks down at all of you and just snarls in anger. And even though it says nothing, you just hear this snarl, and in this snarl you hear the voice that is this very same voice that was talking to you before inside the dungeons. This is real Haiku in the flesh, the stony flesh even, of this earth elemental humanoid. As all of you guys prepare yourselves for any kind of weird shit that's about to happen, the orb in the pedestal starts glowing again. And after it glows, it just releases yet another shockwave of energy that pushes all of you all even back further into the room, as now it shines a very bright light, and you see coming out of the orb along with this the shockwave, a a ghost-like humanoid form, a spirit of some kind, that seems to materialize through this sphere. And in this orb, or rather this spirit, you see that it looks like a female humanoid, uh, a lady with long flowing clothes, very long hair as well, and she seems very light, lighter than air even, in the way that she starts very gently and slowly floating up to meet Rio. It seems almost like she's dancing in the air around the tower, and once she goes up to Rio, she puts her hands onto the sides of his face, and Rio can't even react as his hands are fused with the walls of the tower behind him, as only his upper half is out of the wall. And as she puts her hands and holds his head, she starts speaking, and you hear and recognize that voice. My dear Hio, I'm so sorry that this has happened to you, but it's time to end this. This curse, it won't bring back anything. It won't do any good for the world. You have had an opportunity to make things better for everyone, and instead you use this opportunity to betray everyone, every single person you have ever met. All this anger is polluting your soul, but it's time for you to let go. Please, Hio, end this and come with me. You have been angry for so long, but now it's time for us to go into the afterlife together. Please, for me, stop this curse. Let this hatred go. And you see that this snarling scowl on Rio's face, it seems to soften a bit, and the eyes close. He stops snarling at everyone, and the whole tower goes quiet as everyone is holding their breaths, just trying to understand what's going on. As Rio closes his eyes, you can see a few tears rolling down his face. I have been trapped here, waiting for so long. Have no idea how much pain I was in. I hate everyone that I have ever met. Except for you, Gwendolyn. You were the light of my life. And when they took our daughter away, I just couldn't stand it anymore. I want to see her again. Please, take me to her. And you see now that the female spirit, she starts holding on, grasping into the head, and she starts gently gliding away. And as she does, you all see that she pulls a spirit from the physical form in the tower, and she starts pulling away by the head. And eventually, once the spirit of Rio manages to come halfway out of it, his hands are free, and he launches them towards her. They clasp hands together, and she pulls him away from the walls. Now just the two of them floating on the top of the tower, and they hug each other very closely, very tightly, and they very gently start gliding down back towards the floor level of the tower. But before they do, just as they're approaching the sphere once again, they just become more and more transparent until they fade away into nothing. Once they do fade away completely, the sphere that was shining this very bright light, it just immediately just cracks. A crack running all over it, and it starts shedding that bright white light. but for however long that bright light was shining, you felt warmth in yourselves. And once that light is gone, so does this warm feeling goes away. But as it does go away, you don't feel the curse within you anymore. You feel that you have indeed broken the curse and freed the spirit of Rio Haiku. You have saved the population of Holland.
And possibly more. A lot of lives.
As everyone stands there just kind of waiting for something else to happen, person who breaks the silence actually is Hastaron. He just kind of still on all fours on the ground crawling. He kind of crawls closer to some of you. He kind of pulls you by the arm, Rook, just kind of tugging on you and looking up at you with like puppy eyes, and he just says, "Is it over? Is it over? Is the curse lifted?"
I feel fine.
Yes, I don't feel the curse inside of me anymore. It must be over.
Several of the scholars that are around, some of them immediately start kind of casting all kinds of spell until one of them just go, yes, yes, yes. The necromantic energies we were getting off of this are just gone. There's, well, as best as we can tell, there's no curse anymore. It's been broken. And the hobgoblin, he just nods vehemently and says, "Well, that's good. I have no idea what was going on here before, other than what I have been told. But you four are the ones who went into this tower and did all of this. If you don't mind, I would very much like to hear a full report of everything that has gone down here. By the way, I did not even introduce myself. My mind was just elsewhere. I'm Koren Yurgonod. I'm the deputy headmaster of the Novarkana Academy in Mergen. We have been dispatched here to look into this curse, try and break it, however best we could, and apparently, well, they didn't need us after all, since they had you. As part of the academy, we try to research and look into all kinds of curses and threats to humankind, all everywhere, all threats to civilization, and well, I think you, the four of you, would do very good wardens. If you would agree, of course, to come along and, well, hear what I have to say, I promise you, you all will be rewarded handsomely if you would agree to join the ranks of the Novarkana Academia.
What would Laywood recognize him since she is like
Oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as he says the name, you know exactly what he's talking about. Novarkana Academia is the largest, broadest school of applied arcane arts in Sofak. Is the school, in fact, that has been studying high magic and coming up with modern high magic ever since high magic had disappeared from the world some 1,000 years ago. So they are pretty much single-handedly
Laywood
responsible for bringing magic back.
Laywood is in absolute awe. Oh my gosh! It's an absolute pleasure to meet you, sir.
Well, I also, sorry, if I'm getting ahead of myself here, I suppose you have just come from a long travel and you need some time to rest and understand what's going on. So let's put a pin on that. Well, I'll find a way to reach you all tomorrow or later. Well, enjoy yourselves and enjoy your evening. You have done the city of Holland and Sofak as a whole a huge service today. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, if you ever need us, look for Lelaine Lucille Isabel Lacrouse Leywood II. That is
Oh,
me. It would be a pleasure to be working with you, sir.
have no doubt. I'll make sure to keep you in my sights for anything that Nova Arcana might need in the future.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
He turns eventually to the centaur, Kieran, and says, "As for you, Mr. Pitacos, you were very right about all of this. I do appreciate your diligence with all of this. And likewise, I would like to extend an invitation to you to join the ranks of the Nova Arcana Academia, if you have the interest to do that in the future. As for, well, you," and he looks at Hastur and Haiku, who's just kind of on the floor, still on all fours, just kind of looking up at everything that's going on. "I'm afraid we'll have to talk a little bit more in the near future. Look a little bit more into your lineage and see if your great grandparent, Rio Haiku, has put any more traps or curses around the city of Holling or anywhere else in Sofak. And also, I suppose we need to look into Chatebo now. Yet another thing for our diplomacy department to look into. Well, I think this is it, everyone. Let's call it a night." And he kind of invites all of the other scholars out of the tower now that the curse has been broken, and all of these arcanists, these scholars, are kind of somewhat dismayed that apparently all the power that was being contained here just suddenly disappeared on a snap. There's nothing else left to study, maybe except for the sphere, which they immediately start taking notes on. But other than that, everyone just vacates the premises, and all that is left now is the four of you, Kieran, the lawyer, and Hastaron, your quote-unquote employer.
Oh, I should have showed him the documents.
Well, I believe we're all still owed something for our trouble, aren't we? An employment opportunity is great, but
Hastaron, he just kind of shakingly nods. Yeah, you say I try to get back everything that I was owed you, and not everyone was okay with parting with the treasures, and the people that were okay with parting with the treasures, they were not very happy to hear that it's cursed, and I couldn't quite get the money back from them. Although now that the curse is broken, maybe I can sell them again, but I'll need a bit of time if that's all right with you all.
Hmm.
Can we have a bit of something at least for now? Cause it took a lot to get here.
Sure, this is all I have. And he kind of offers his coin pouch to you all. And upon opening it, you can see that there's not a lot. There's like some 30 odd or 30 something copper pieces, and that's it.
see, I had this kind of feeling about you. However, I like to think that I'm generous. Oh, your ancestor awarded us 3 weeks to save our fate. Why don't we say that you have 3 weeks to get our payment before we make good on his offer?
Or rather than do that, maybe Asteron work for us until debt repaid.
You think his labor is worth anything?
No,
Certainly
but
not
might be
the
funny.
fortune left there.
I can try.
Why do I work with a bunch of violent folk?
At which point, Kieran, the centaur, intercepts the conversation. Well, analyzing all of the debt that has been accrued in Mr. Haiku's name over this, well, endeavor that we have been working for, I have tallied up the sum that he owes you of, well, his half, 50% of all the gold that you have found within the dungeons themselves, to be worth 600 gold pieces plus one
Was gonna
that you're all
say.
owed.
Didn't we amend that and he agreed to give it all to us if we could break this curse?
Oh, yes, exactly. That is his half. So he currently owes you 601 gold pieces, oh, minus this 30 copper. And Hastron just kind of, you see that he looks a little bit lost. He doesn't know exactly where to look at, but he nods. All right. I think I can repay you that back within maybe a couple of years, maybe? $600 gold is a lot of money. I really need to find a way to get that back. I don't know that everyone's going to agree to buying the things I have, but I promise I'll try. I'll try and sell everything that I have gotten back, and go after the people that have paid me, and well, I'll try and come up with this money. I promise. Just give me time, please. I'll do it. I promise you, I'll do it.
Listen,
Don't
Rook.
know.
Violence will do us no good here.
What, me? No. I just want him to work for us until debt repaid.
And Kieran, the centaur, just says, "Well, that is exactly what he has to do. He has either to repay you the debt in time, although in monthly installments, I suppose I don't make it easier for everyone. And if you fail to pay any of these monthly installments, I'm afraid that the Sofakian um, government will seize you and every one of your assets, and you'll be, well, jailed and forced into, well, labor to repay the government, which in turn will pay all four of you back for your troubles."
Well, I suppose you know better than I do about the bureaucracy of such things.
Very well. What I'm saying really is that either Mr. Hastronaiku can work for you all and repay the debt on his own time into amicable terms, or should he fail to do that, at any moment, any one of you four has the power to call the authorities, which will immediately arrest him and make sure that your debt is paid. Nonetheless, I suppose now I should return to my office and start amending some documents. This is something I'll have to look into, and also, well, apparently there's something looking for me in Novarkana Academia. So, if you'll excuse me, it has been an immense pleasure working with all of you gentle persons. And Kieran Pitacos does a very deep bow, which for a centaur is still pretty high, but still. He bows very politely to all of you and starts making his way out of the tower. And eventually, all four of you, also start to make your way out of the tower into the nighttime city of Holland that now sees a square full of people who are just happily chattering with one another, apparently celebrating that the curse has been broken, even though most of these people didn't even understand the curse to begin with. So they're just overall happy that whatever bad news they were supposed to get actually ended up not happening. And you look forward now up into the sky, thinking that even though this adventure has altogether left you with a zero sum of money, you're still as piss poor as you were when you first got into Holland. At least you got paid in experience and some fun memories. And the potential of now being properly employed by an academia that is going to use your talents to its fullest. And that is where we're going to end this adventure.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone! You survived.
We gotta introduce Hester into core. This is our talking horse.
Ah, yeah.
This is our talking horse. He's our new lawyer. Everything you're gonna do is through him now.
No, you have to send Core through college first.
Yeah, let's just send him away gently.
Lady Laywood will tutor him.
Would it be insensitive to try and introduce Kieran to the horse?
Ooh, ooh, I don't know. Maybe. So there's a lot of like after things I want to talk to you guys about, just other plans I've had in the background, lift the curtain on some secrets, but for now, this is it. You have finished the adventure. You have completed the Tower of the Foregone Wizard, or acronym TFW, which apparently the internet has gone to calling into that face when. So thank you guys so very much for joining up, playing the game. I hope you all had fun and enjoyed
Oh gosh,
this.
what am I gonna do on Wednesday nights now?
Well, next week I'm going to be starting up my own thing again. I put my trash campaign on hold because one of the players is going through a thing. He's not going to be able to join us, probably because his internet is still wild. But maybe you can watch that for a little while.
Neat.
But yeah, thank you, Doug, for running this short adventure. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you
Yes.
did.
And now I'm going to send everyone over to Sal, who is playing Tunic.
Ooh, fun games, fun times.
So have a good night, everybody. I should be back on tomorrow playing what? I don't know. Maybe some werewolf card game. No, probably more Kingdom Hearts. We'll see what's going on. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Boy.
Goodbye, stream people.